Sing with me. भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ जो सोवत है, उठ जाग मुसाफिर। भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ जो सोवत है, जो जागत है सो पावत है, जो सोवत है सो खोवत है। उठ जाग मुसाफिर, भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ जो सोवत है। दान भगत करनी अपनी है, पापी पाप में चैन। दान भगत करनी अपनी है, पापी पाप में चैन। जब पाप की गठरी शीस धरी, फिर शीस पकड़ जो रोवत है। उठ जाग मुसाफिर, भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ जो सोवत है। Brothers and sisters, I believe we are now streaming all over the world. Thank you for joining us. Sato answer this. He wants parking. His name is Raj. Brothers and sisters all over the world, we are now streaming and we are beginning the workshop on married women and family life. We will have the mantras up on screen for you to see because you don't have hard copies. Each participant here has received the hard copy. You can request this from me. I can send it to you by email later on. But we have organized this in such a way that I wouldn't be the only speaker. I've yielded to some younger people who will be presenting a mantra or two. Not all the presenters are here. Some are here, and they will stop me as we will begin from the first one. And if a mantra has been assigned to you, please bring it to my attention. I've forgotten who got what. So if a mantra has been assigned to you, please raise your hand that you're presenting. But before we do, brothers and sisters, we begin with this understanding that everybody needs education. There's hardly any person who doesn't need an education. Perhaps that person may not get an education because of several circumstances, money being one of them, availability of schools being another of them. But whether they have money or schools, no one can deny that they need education, if you can look at the screen for me. And in addition, after you have had an education, everybody trains to one day get a job. Everybody needs income. Everybody needs money. And everybody needs a house. Today somebody was telling me, Guruji, I've saved this much money and I'm ready to buy a house. Everybody wants a roof, and they want a nice house, and they want a yard, and they want nice facilities. Everybody needs a house. Everybody needs a job because everybody needs a house and other facilities. And then when the time comes, and this is where we're navigating into our topic for today, there comes a time when youngsters, some early, some late, youngsters want a partner in life. A young lady wants a young man, and the young man wants a young lady. And when they get a partner in life in a year, 2 years, 3 years, they begin to get children. They want to hug their child. They want to shower their child. They want to feed their child. They want to dress their child. They want to take the child out on vacation. Everybody wants a child. And everybody wants a family. From having children, you have a family. And navigating more into our topic for today is the question, is it just any woman? I don't like to use the word woman, I prefer lady, but for this, is it just any woman who qualifies to be a wife? In the animal kingdom, a male animal will go hunt a female animal. He doesn't discriminate, well, I don't want this one, I want this one. This one is dark, this one is fair. There isn't that kind of, because everything there is instinctive. So a male animal in its own species, a group, will look for a female animal to copulate and to give birth to their kind of children. But they don't have any kind of understanding in terms of which one do I choose. Is that how we behave too? Is it every young lady we see we want to be with for purposes of family? Is it every young man whom we see we should be with in terms of family? That's a question we will answer today. And when you, male and female, come together, what kind of child do we hope to have? When we give birth to children, do we just leave them on their own and let them travel and navigate on their own? Or do they need a passing on of values and ethics and morals and good education, not only school education, but home education? And when we do get children, what do we teach them in form of a culture? What do we teach them? What culture do we practice at home? And there are some other questions which we will seek to answer today. How do we interact with our spouse? How do we interact with our child, if you can look at the screen? How do we treat our parents and grandparents? And how do we treat our guests? And there are many more questions, but we don't have the time today in this short 4-hour workshop. But I have one thing more to mention. There are many people who get good education, get jobs. They have a spouse, they have children, but they end up as dysfunctional families. I know most of us know this word, all of us may not, but I would like you to look at the screen and kindly say, dysfunctional family. I'm not hearing you, dysfunctional family. Dysfunctional. And when perhaps we know, but we may not know it the definitional way. So let me define for you what I think is a dysfunctional family. A family in which we have conflict, in which we have misbehavior, and in which we experience neglect and or abuse. They occur continuously and regularly. Dysfunctional families, they experience continuous conflict. Not a one-day thing, continuous conflict, continuous misbehavior, and continuous neglect and abuse. And when we talk of abuse, we talk of abuse of spouse, abuse of child, abuse of parent, when they get old especially, and abuse of siblings, especially younger siblings. Give Dr. Savi a document. And when we talk of neglect, we talk of neglect related of values, neglecting values, values centered on God, worship, sharing, tolerating, understanding, and involvement in community. Neglect. And dysfunctional homes can also record domestic violence. And when we talk of domestic violence, we talk of one person abusing another person. That abuse can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be emotional, and it can be economic, and many more. But we don't have the time today to exhaust the list. In physical abuse, we beat and choke and acid throw. I don't know if it happens in Guyana, perhaps it does, but I'll tell you it happens in a country which you and I honor very much in our heart. They throw acid on you and they disfigure you. They stone you. In certain countries, when you violate certain social norms, they can stone you. They can burn you. When you talk of physical abuse, you talk of abusing abrasive, profane speech. Profane, the famous Guyanese word curse. Profane, you use abusive terms, abrasive terms. You can use, I can't tell you what they are, I'm on a Singhasan, but you can tell somebody you are low. Your parents are low, your siblings are low, and you bring your lowness to this relationship. You can be abrasive to them. You can have emotional abuse, meaning you can go see somebody on the outside, and while you're at home eating and sleeping and showering and talking, you have an outside relationship. That's emotional abuse. And economic abuse, one way of practicing economic abuse is when you bring the money and you put it in the bank and you don't give anything at home to pay for rations and groceries and buying clothes and buying stuff for the children. You don't. So, brothers and sisters, these are some of the challenges we experience. I tell you, we have it more now in Guyana. The other day I read in the newspapers, a man thought that his wife was having an affair with somebody else, and he smashed her head, and she died. And he was taken in by the court system, and they gave him a jail. And at the end, he begged the magistrate, "May I see the face of my wife once more in the casket?" And the magistrate said no. So if these problems take place, and you and I continue doing Hawan and Puja if we are Sanatanists, or we do Quran Sharif if we are Muslims, and I'm trying to be broad, or if we keep, in the face of these problems, we keep doing Bible services and Catholic masses and we don't address these issues, something is wrong. If your scripture and my scripture can talk of current social topics, current challenges, social challenges, family challenges, then something is wrong with that scripture. I am happy to let you know that God in the Vedic itself says, I am addressing this propitious, auspicious Vedic speech to all sections of mankind. I'm not speaking to only Christians or Muslims or Hindus or Jews or Baha'is. God, am talking to all mankind. And if you study and teach and practice this wisdom, it will bless you step after step. That being said, let's go into what the mantras have to say. Here we go. Does anybody have this mantra, hospitality and social service? Who does? No, I gave it to somebody to, I don't know whom I gave what now because every presenter is not here. So if you are not here, the presenter for this mantra is not here, then I'm going to present it if I have your permission. Do I have your permission to present? I can't hear you. Okay. Hospitality and social service, they do one thing. By the way, these mantras are not in a specific order because this is how I pull them out from my hard drive. Oh, Colleen, I'm very happy to see you. Sit right here. Sit right here. Very nice. This is our sister Colleen. We'll introduce her to you later. Amrita? Amrita, you have your page there? Yes, you'll help me chant. I find this, I don't know what kind of God you and I have, But when I analyze these mantras, brothers and sisters, in my limited view, these mantras are ever applicable to human situations. Give Bahin Kohli in a document. You got a document? Look at the first one. Purnam Nari Prabhara Kumbhametam. I'm not going to pressure you with the Sanskrit, but I have to chant the mantra. Ghritasya Dharam Amritena Samhritam Imam Patrin Amritena Samanghi Ishtapurtam Abhirakshatiena. And to make this interactive, I'm going to ask you to help me read. Can all of you please begin? Let me hear your voice. A newly married bride comes to her home and begins serving relatives and guests. If we don't finish all the mantras, it's fine. You'll go home and finish it. But whichever ones we do, let's do it properly, analytically sound. Here, look at the words. A newly married bride comes to her new home and begins serving relatives
and guests.
Feminists in the United States have a problem with this. When I remember when I was putting this on Facebook and WhatsApp, I had a lot of pushback, meaning ladies were objecting. What? Serving? What's wrong with you, Dr. Satish? Which age are you living in? And I said, I stand by this. This is a universal wisdom applicable in all times and climes. Just go to the other situation. I remember a mom from Canada told her children, guys, fix yourself your breakfast. And she sleeps until 11 in the morning. And she has two sons, an elder one and a younger one. Guys, fix yourself your breakfast and go to school. What will they do? They will daub butter or margarine on bread and drink a half a bottle of Coke. And that will be their breakfast. They don't know anything better. But Vedic says, a newly married bride comes to her new home and begins serving relatives and guests. She brings, and all of this is couched in the cultural language of a different time, but try to apply it to these times. She brings large jars. Well, you might not have jars, you might have mugs, but it's the same thing we're talking about. She brings large jars filled with milk-based beverages. Notice it's not Coke or it's not orange juice filled with all that sugar in the box. Milk-based beverages, and look at this, sweetened with fruit juices, not cane sugar. With this nectar-like drink, she honors those who are thirsty, and being so, they're ready to drink. This kind of hospitality, and this is the point it's now making, this kind of hospitality coupled with rites to cleanse the environment, talking about Hawan, and spraying the mosquitoes. This kind of hospitality, watch this, coupled with rights to cleanse the environment and with liberality in social service will help protect, you tell me, the whole. Now, I'm going to be a little interactive. I want somebody to take a mic and run around, one person on this side and one person on that side. And when you want to speak, you speak in the mic so those who are listening on screen or on streaming video can hear you. Take two mics and tell me, what is this mantra suggesting in terms of guidelines for happy families? And I'm gonna list it here. And this is how today's seminar will go. Tell me one thing that you pick out from the meaning, and you may begin. The mantra is saying, don't give me a speech, just a one-liner. The mantra is saying, This is what we should do at home. And let me give you a clue. I'm coming. Let me give you a clue. Who is that? Pauline? I'm giving you a clue. Bhaire Gulcharan came to my house, and my Dharampatni opened the door, And she opened the door halfway and pushed out her. Yes, can I help you? Is Dr. Satish at home? No. Do you know when he's coming? I don't know. What should we do? Pauline, who has a mic? I can't hear you. We need a mic, Raju. Hold a minute, Pauline. We want to pick you up and streaming. Walk faster, Raju. Yes.
Namaste all.
Namaste. Oh, just a one-liner.
Why is that? This.
Put the mic closer.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I have a hard time with this explanation here, really, because I have 2 girls, and I will never...
Give me a one-liner. I'm not taking your challenges. If you support this, tell me one thing that or else this will go out of parameters. Just tell me if you agree with anything it says. If you don't agree, then hold that. If you agree with anything it says, then tell me what is the mantra suggesting.
I don't agree with anything.
Okay, then that's all right. That's all right. I wouldn't go that route, or we're going to get lost. Anybody agrees? That's the kind of pushback I had on Facebook and WhatsApp. Anybody else agrees? Is there anything that we are suggesting? Yes? But Mike, go ahead.
A family that have meals together, sticks together, and binds together. It brings harmony in the family.
No, don't tell me your thing. Tell me what the mantra says. Tell me what the mantra says. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's not go off in terms of what we read in family psychology books. Tell me God's Ved, what is it suggesting whereby we can have better families? Look at the hands, Raju. Raju, look at the hands. I need 2 mics. I need somebody else on this side. Yes, go ahead. Okay, I have Bhauji.
Okay, namaste.
Namaste.
My interpretation of this mantra, it's saying that when a guest comes to your home, you should offer them something to drink. Okay, serving guests. We should serve our guests with healthy diet. With healthy diet. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Watch me. We know this, but when we read it in a scriptural source, then it begins to impression our minds even more. And Raju, look around with your hands. Raise your hands high. So we should serve guests with healthy diet. Okay? Very good. Next.
My interpretation, namaste all, is that new bride, new home, she knew exactly what to do in serving her guests, means that she was trained well coming from her parents' home.
In other words, we need daughters trained in their parents' home. Okay, we need daughters trained in their parents' home. In their parents' home. Very good. If I were you, I'd write this on your sheet, in their parents' home. Okay, very good. Let's go. Anybody else?
Namaste.
Just a one-liner. Just a one-liner. We're not taking your personal views. Yes? Just a one-liner. Yes.
Namaste. As a new bride comes in your home, it means that you must serve the parents, the new parents you have, and serve them as your own parents, and you must regulate and carry on with the new rules as your own, and you must obey and do.
Bhain Rajkumar, make it brief. Make it brief. Give me one thing. Just one thing. Don't put and. One thing.
You should obey and carry on with the rules as you come from your own home.
Okay. Okay. I don't see obey there, so let me put that on hold for a minute. I don't see obey there. Anybody else? Yes?
Namaste.
Namaste. Just one line.
This is one of the 5 daily duties of the Vedic Sanatan Hindu, the Atiti Yajna.
Oh, good. Beautiful. Okay, but we have that, serving guests. So I have that already. I wouldn't clutter it. We have that already. Continue next.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
I see it as the new bride holds an integral part in the family. This says she should foment, promote, and propagate such hospitality and good virtues.
I didn't hear what the last 2 words were.
And good virtues.
Okay.
Which includes hospitality and so forth.
Okay, hospitality and good virtues. She must incorporate good virtues as she embraces her new family.
Correct.
Okay, embracing a new family. Let me put that.
And she holds a very important role in that.
Yes. Coordinates. Okay, embraces her new family. Very good. Excellent. If I were you, I would write this down. If I were you, I would write this down. Okay, anybody else? Are you Dr. Arya? Oh, Bhallaji. Dr. Bhallaji. Okay, have a seat. Anybody else? Listen, you may not agree with this. I can listen to that disagreement another time. But the objective of this workshop is to examine what these mantras say in terms of me and you building productive homes. Any other suggestion? Yes, Kamale? Too late, yes.
One of the things that I find here, I agree with everything you wrote here in a primitive situation, but I think with the American culture now, it's a two-way stream. People shouldn't only look at the woman, it includes the man too.
I'm not going that way. I understand. Listen, there are other mantras that talk about men. This is not the only mantra we're doing. So I'm not taking that whether you agree or disagree. I'm looking at what the mantra says. Don't tell me you disagree in these modern times. Tell me what the mantra says that you can use. Next. Next. Okay, let's move on. We're going to move on by you. You get one already. So Amrita chant that. We're going to chant the mantra because reading the mantra is very important. Purnam. Everybody say Purnam. Purnam Nari Prabhara Kumbhametat Ghritasya Dharam Amritena Sambrita. Very good. Imam Patrin Amritena Samandhi Ishtapurtam Abhirakshati Enam. Thank you, thank you. We will move on. Creating good families. Who has this one to prepare?
I do, Guruji.
You do? Very good. Let me hear you, Amrita. Now, Amrita, while you talk, I'm gonna write. But before we do, everybody, look at this mantra. Sahridayam Samanasyam Avidvesham Krinomi Vaha Anyo Anyam Abhiharyata Vatsam Jatam Ivagnya. Can you read for me, brothers and sisters, oh family members? Say that.
Oh family members.
Yes.
I, God,
ordained for you concord of hearts, unity of minds, and freedom from hate. Watch me, these things are very simple. There is no rocket science here. Simple. Go back again one more time. O family members, I, God, ordained for you concord of hearts, unity of minds, and freedom from hate. Love one another the way a mother loves her newborn what? Calf. You know, I'm really pleased when I see Creflo Dollar, the Christian minister, or Dr. Charles Stanley, the Christian minister, when every Christian sits there, watch, and they have their Bible open, and they have pens and notebook, and they write, and Creflo Dollar explains the Bible. In Hinduism, we hardly explain our scriptures. It's very important. When more people come in, I'm going to take pictures of this. I'm very happy all of you turned out. I expect another 20 more by Krishan. This is very beautiful to have. And we will take posters and pictures. People are waiting. Some people are watching. But you know, it's different time zones in other parts of the world. So we need to put all these pictures on Facebook and WhatsApp. Now, Amrita, you are presenting this. Tell me what it says. The first thing, give me a one-liner. What is this mantra saying?
It is saying, Guruji, that...
Give me one guideline.
We should all love each family member the way a mother cow loves her newborn calf. And what is special about that relationship is, I think, protection from all threats, physical, mental, and every form there is, care, and love.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else? Tell me what you mean by concord of hearts. If we should have concord of hearts, what are we saying as a guideline? concord of hearts. Now, y'all are, most of you speak and read and write English very well. When you say 100 people should develop concord of hearts, yes. Agreement in hearts. What is, concord means agreement. What are we talking about? Raise your hand. Raise your hand, the mic will come to you. When we talk of concord in hearts, yes?
We should think the same way and we should be in harmony with each other.
Well, if you talk of thinking, that might be unity of minds. Bauji, look at the next phrase, unity of minds. That may be similar thoughts. What about concord of hearts? Think of emotions. The love I have for you. The love I have for you. I hope you have the same love for me. We must have same love and unity of minds. What would that be? Same what? Same?
Thoughts.
Thoughts, yes. And the other one is freedom from hate. Yes, by Vijay. Wait, they're not hearing you. Go ahead.
Right, when you use I, God, ordained, it's suggesting to me that, and I'm reflecting back on our upbringing, the sanskars that God had given us, right? The only way He can ordain that is by setting these things that we had to grow up with. Therefore, it becomes natural when you get into this marriage life and so on.
Okay, good point. But same love, same thoughts, and I'll put it in easy language, no hate. Everybody is not like you. It doesn't mean you must hate them. Everybody is not like you. And when you want an example, to follow, look at the cow and the calf. Look at the cow and the calf. And think of the unconditional love between mother cow and child calf. Let's read it one more time. There's nothing more rocket science in this mantra. Let's go, Amrita, pull that harmonium. Sahridayam samana. I want you to, I've been chanting this for years in all the Arya Samaj Mandirs where I go. Would you please look at your sheet and say, Sahridayam. Say that.
Sahridayam.
That's where you have the concord of hearts. Samanasyam. Say that.
Samanasyam.
Unity of minds. Avidvesham. Say that.
Avidvesham.
Absence of hate. Krinomi vaha.
Krinomi vaha.
I make for you, I ordain for you these three things if you want an ideal family. Then it continues. Anyo anyam. Say that.
Anyo anyam.
Abhiharyata.
Abhiharyata.
Vatsam jatam.
Vatsam jatam.
Ivagnya.
Ivagnya.
Let's go on. Watch this now. Pandita Atmanan, Pandita Indrauti, Gayatri, they all chant these mantras. Read it, everybody look at this. Anuvrata. How many people heard this mantra before? Raise your hand for me, please. Very nice. Let's go. Now you're studying it. Aye Bhaijit. Anuvrataha. Say that.
Anuvrataha.
Hold a minute, Bhaijit. यहाँ दो कुर्सियाँ हैं. आप यहाँ बैठ सकते हैं. Thank you, बहन. आने का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Bhaijit is an officer of the Arya Pratinidhi Sabha of America. Bahin Sati is here. He is here. Bhai Dr. Bhalla is here. Let's go one more time. Anuvrataha. Say that.
Anuvrataha.
Bahin Devi is also here, president of the UASF. Let's go. Anuvrataha. Say that.
Anuvrataha.
Pituhu putro.
Pituhu putro.
Let me see if you can remember. Continue chanting.
Matra bhavatu sammanaha.
Excellent. Continue.
Jaya pati madhumati.
Excellent. Continue.
Vacham varatu shantivam.
Try not to say shantivam. It is shantivam. Read the meaning, everybody, loud and clear. Let every
Let every child be loyal to the vision of his father and also of the same mind as his mother.
We're talking about how we can have beautiful homes, harmonizing and harmonized homes, happy homes, homes in which there is felicity and joy. Read again, everybody, let every child.
Let every child be loyal to the vision of his father and also of the same mind as his mother.
Watch this now.
Let wife and husband speak to each other words that are sweet, calm, and gentle.
By corollary, you have this one too, Amrita? Let me hear what you have to say.
Guruji, the same visions of his father and same as mother. To be an obedient child is the ideal, and husband and wife speaking sweetly to each other, calm and gentle. Why? Because children emulate parents. What they see is what they would do.
Good, very good. I need the mic going around, interactive. Supposing husband and wife were to curse away at each other beginning 4 o'clock in the morning. What impact will it have on the child? Raise your hand, but give me just one-liners. Don't give me a long discourse, because we don't have time. Supposing husband and wife, Chacha Krishna at the back, anybody else, but don't raise your hand like this, we don't see too well. Yeah, raise your hand this way. Oh, you're here, Pandit Bharat, I didn't see you. I apologize. Okay, after Bhai Krishna, Pandit Bharat, yes?
By that, when parents use profanity in the house, they desensitize the children, and the children will think that's normal words to use.
And they will go outside.
And use the same thing.
Bhai Krishna, Pandit Bharat, thank you, Bhai Krishna.
The last line, as it says, husband and wife speaking sweetly to each other. And as you mentioned, if early in the morning they start battling each other with their words, indeed, that will have a very negative impact on the children. But when they speak sweetly, it has a positive impact, and it boosts the children's self-esteem. And that's what we want in our homes, for our children's self-esteem to constantly rise and be strong.
So, Pandit Bharat, do you foster the self-esteem in Sudeepa?
I do. I make every effort,
Do you speak nicely to Shalini?
Very nicely. Very nicely.
Does she speak nicely to you?
Most times.
Okay.
I take that back, Guruji, all the time.
Okay, Pandit Bharat, please stand so that the camera may pick you up.
Yeah.
And smile, Pandit Bharat, because...
I always smile, Guruji. The Vedic says that. The next mantra, I think, talks about that.
Smile.
Thank you.
Very nice. God bless you, Pandit Bharatji.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm really pleased with the amount of you who have turned out. I did call more people. I don't see them all here, but let's see. Some people got to go dig the mother-in-law.
No, a lot of them looking for parking, Guruji. It's a big issue out there right now.
Well, Bahin Renuka has finally agreed that we will sell this building and go to Richmond Hill. Although she likes this building, but she said, okay, if you don't have parking, we'll go. We're looking for a place in Richmond Hill, and then we'll have to call all of you and take a decision whether we sell or not. I wouldn't make the decision on my... That's my thought. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. Let's go again. Let me hear you, Amrita. You know this. All of us, I know you heard this one too. Let's go. We've been chanting this for years. Let's go. Ma bhrata bhrataram dikshan. By the way, you don't know how my heart flows with joy to hear you chanting the mantras. Rishi Dayananda said, reading and teaching and reciting and listening to the Ved is a paramount duty, not of only East Indians, but of anybody who wants to be nobly inclined in life. Even if you don't know what it means, chanting and reciting and listening to the mantras is our primary, fundamental responsibility. So let's go. Ma bhrata bhrataram. Continue. Ma
swasaramuta swasa. Samyanchaha savrata bhutva. Vacham bharatam Bhadraya.
Vacham Varata Bhadraya. Read it again, everybody. This is not a rocket science. Go, everybody, siblings.
Siblings must not dislike and be unkind to each other.
And this is a perennial problem among people, especially East Indians, and especially in Guyana. I can't talk about India, but I can talk about Guyana. You love each other, bhaiya mere rakhi ke bandhan. Oh, and you tie up and you do everything. You become married. And you let the time for ancestral property come to be distributed. Then you'll see how much we love each other. Oh God, brothers and sisters can plunge daggers in each other's throats for the amount that he got as opposed to she getting. Read it one more time, siblings, loud and clear.
Siblings must not dislike and be unkind to each other.
Continue. Being unanimous and pursuing common goals. Watch me. That doesn't mean if you want to do a master's degree in accounting, I have to do a master's degree in accounting. It doesn't talk about that. It means we must be educated at tertiary level. The commonality in goal means you must pursue education to the highest degree. But yes, you may choose accountancy and you may choose medicine. You may choose home economics and you may choose fine arts. We're not talking that if he chooses home economics, you have to choose home economics too. No, no, no. That's not what unanimity is all about. Unanimity means we follow broad guidelines and goals that we must all be educated together. Read again, being unanimous. Being unanimous and pursuing common goals. Let them speak words that are gracious and pleasant. In the parameter of gracious and pleasant words, tell me what we don't have a place for. When you are speaking gracious words, what can you now not say? Unkind words. May I give you two examples? You stupid, J-A-C-K, and the rest. Can't do that. Can't do that. Or look at this. Is it sense you don't have? Are you so shallow in intelligence? You know what, Bhaijit? I mightn't see it that way you're seeing it, though there may be some value to it, maybe. I see it this way. You can't tell GT stupid. Then you know what? Look at me. He stops hearing you. The minute you call him stupid, watch, he stops hearing you. But you know what, Bhaijit? What you're saying may have value, and I'm saying may, but what I'm saying, this is how I see it. And I wonder if you may want to consider my point of view. But you can't call somebody stupid. You cannot call them a J-A-C-K. You can't do that. Read it one more time, Amrita. Siblings. Everybody read for me. This is so fundamental. This is so basic. It's very important. It's very important that we all practice this. Let's go. Siblings.
Siblings
must not dislike and be unkind to each other. Being unanimous and pursuing common goals. Let them speak words that are gracious and pleasant. Very good. Let's continue to this. Did I give this one? You didn't get this one, did you?
No, Guruji.
Okay, let's try this. We're now talking about divorce. We're now talking about divorce or physical estrangement. Yena deva. Say that, everybody. Yena deva. And I want you to push out your beautiful voice with gusto and chant mantras. Rishi Dayananda says, chanting and listening to Ved is our paramount responsibility. Not just responsibility, paramadharma, paramount responsibility. Let's go. Yena deva, 2-4. Yena deva na viyanti, say viyanti. No cha, say that.
No cha.
Now watch this tongue twister. Vidvishate mithaha.
Vidvishate mithaha.
Tat krinmo.
Tat krinmo.
Brahma vo grihe.
Brahma vo grihe.
Samjnanam.
Samjnanam.
Purushebhyah.
Purushebhyah.
Read for me. This is not a rocket science, brothers and sisters. This is basic. Read for me. To create harmony.
To create harmony
among family members. We, while offering counseling, establish in your home that knowledge through which enlightened people never separate from or dislike each other. What's the corollary? If you separate from your near and dear ones, either by divorce or physical estrangement, what is it really telling you? That you did not exhaust all the options. And in not exhausting all the options available to you, you didn't prove yourself enlightened. Only enlightened people stick it out and explore other options to see if they can establish agreement in the house. Read again, everybody. To create harmony. To create harmony among family members. Continue. Let me hear your voice. We, while offering counseling. You see the importance of that? Sometimes people feel that Hindus don't have a place for counseling. That's not true. That's not true. We, while offering counseling, what do? We establish in your home that knowledge through which enlightened people never separate from or dislike each other. So what is this suggesting for me and you? One, make a suggestion with the word counseling. We must, what? We must seek counseling. Very good. Excellent. I like that. We must seek counseling. Can you give me another guideline? Make a guideline with the word enlightened. We must. Okay, seek counseling from enlightened people. Then it doesn't stop there. We must enlighten ourselves. We must enlighten ourselves. In other words, we must be enlightened. By that we mean we must be wise. In doing so, we have to. Very good, Pandit Bharat. In doing so, you should do this at the Our Spiritual Center. You, Pandit Bharat, you have no reason to a level. You and Pandit Atmanan should, and Pandita Indrauti, and they shall do this thing. I wouldn't be available again. But we must seek counseling. We must be enlightened and wise. And then, what will be the final result? We will never separate. We will never separate. And there's another word. We will never separate or dislike or hate. Separate or hate. Let's read it one more time. Watch me again. Watch me. If God is giving a wisdom to all humanity, He's not going to make it a science resembling nuclear physics that people can all understand. He will make it simple. And the Ved, watch me everybody, many times you hear people say, well, in this Kali Yuga we can't read Ved because Ved is difficult to understand. I do not subscribe to that view. Ved is the simplest knowledge that came from God for the benefit of all mankind. It is something that, watch me if you can, it is something you can grasp and you can execute and apply in your life. Yena deva, say that.
Yena deva.
Lend me your voice. Yena deva.
Yena deva.
Naviyanti.
Naviyanti.
Nocha.
Nocha.
Vidvishate mithaha.
Vidvishate mithaha.
Tatkrinmo.
Tatkrinmo.
Brahmavo grihe.
Brahmavo grihe.
Samjnanam.
Samjnanam.
Next word.
Purushebhyah.
We thank Bhai Raj Mishra for coming also. I love this one. Did anybody get this one? Bhai Raj ji, जब आपका मंत्र आ जाए मुझे बता देना. Jayas. I love this word. Maharshi Dayananda was the only one who translated this word correctly. Jayaswanta, Vantash, meaning possessing old people at home and not taking them to the senior citizen home. Keep them at home. And when they mess up, clean them. Your day is coming. Don't put them in the home. Keep them at home. They may mess up. They may talk a lot. Keep them. Your time is coming. Watch this. Jayasvantash chittino maviyaushta samradhayantah sadhuraschalantah anyo anyasmai valgo vadanta etah sadhrichinanvaha sammanasaskrinomi. That's a little tongue twisting, so I wouldn't pressure you. Read for me, everybody. Remain united. Say that.
Remain united.
I need your voice in English. Remain united.
Remain united.
Remember, people all over the world are hearing you. A little louder.
Remain united.
Meaning, acknowledge the authority of your
superiors.
I didn't say old because it's not a politically correct word. Your superiors. Those older than you. Those more experienced more than you. Go back again. Remain united. Remain united. And how do you do that? Acknowledge the authority of your superiors. What else? Be intelligent. Doesn't mean have a master. It doesn't mean that merely have a master's. A lot of people with master's degree are not intelligent people. A lot of people have master's degree and they don't know how to carry on a conversation. Having a master's is a good thing, but it doesn't stop there. You need a good home education. Remain united. And how do you do that? Come, Dr. Taraji. Acknowledge, give Dr. Taraji a document. Acknowledge the authority of your superiors. And not only at home, in the mandir. Watch me, there's a culture here. Come here. Look at this young man. Come over here. Now watch me. Go up on this. Put your hand properly. Each child who comes to an adult here, this is what they do. And you know how we started this? Once I was in a camp in Guyana. I learned this from somebody who didn't have much of an education. And I said, I forgot his name, it's several years ago. Let's say I called his name. His name is Aditya. I called Aditya, run up. Yes, Guruji. I said, son, who taught you to put your hand like this? I said, Guruji, I'm asking God for mercy. Watch this. That boy doesn't know Sanskrit, he doesn't know Hindi, he hasn't read Vedas or Gita. I said, why do you put your hand like this? He said, Guruji, I'm asking God for mercy. I said, mercy for what? He said, I don't want to be born again. Oh my God, my eyes welled up in tears. And then I came here, and we made it a culture in this mandir. Anytime Guruji or any parental figure calls your name. Shiv's son is not here today, but he's, look at this. Siko, come up. It doesn't do you any harm, it does you a lot of good. When you put your hand like this, you would never once say, Dr. Satish, you're a rather stupid man. He wouldn't tell me that. He would not tell me that. Aryavir may want to tell me that, but he wouldn't tell me that. Watch. Put your hand like this, everybody. This is a great thing. I see it when I went to Thailand. Look, look. The Orientals do it in a little different way from this, but the culture went from India to those parts. When you do this, the tendency to be abusive is not there. And when you bow the outside, the encouragement is for you to bow the inside. When you bow the outside, the encouragement is in you to bow the inside. So the mantra is saying, remain. We just finished 1 hour. I'm going to call a slight break a little later, but no food, just bathroom for those of us who might need to use the bathroom. But remain united. And in doing that, what do? Acknowledge the authority of your superiors. Be intelligent, make wise choices. And for that, you need to be thoughtful too. Being intelligent requires you to be thoughtful. And then, as you seek to continue remaining united, thrive together and move under a common yoke. I love this one now. Can you read it? Come. Read, everybody. Come.
Come, speaking sweetly
I can't hear you. One more time.
Come, speaking sweetly to each other.
Sanjeev, I don't like you. That's not speaking sweetly. Oh, Sanjeev, come. Come, Sanjeev, it's a while I did not see you in Monday, son, and I'm so glad you brought your camera to take still pictures. Oh, Sanjeev, thank you. Sanjeev, you're well brought up. Your parents did a good job. Sanjeev, I don't like you. Why, Church? I don't know, but I don't like you. Sanjeev, yes, Church. I am so happy to see you here. Come, speaking sweetly with each other. Say that, everybody. Come, speaking sweetly to each other. There's a gentleman sitting here. How are you, Bhaiya? Always he's sitting right here. I want to blow his head up. How are you, Bhaiya? Come, speaking sweetly with each other. Say that again, everybody. Come, speaking sweetly to each other. Why? Because I, God, enjoin you to have one aim and be of one mind. That's why it's important for you to speak sweetly with each other. If you don't speak sweetly with each other, your oneness in aim and your oneness in intent and your oneness in thought deliberations automatically disappears. Please tell me when your mantra comes up. Not all the presenters are here. Anybody knows if Dr. Vijayarya is here? Samani prapa sahavonna bhagaha. If you notice, this book, Atharva Veda, will also have the Devanagari, the Sanskrit type. Because people complain, not everybody can read Roman script. So those who can read Roman will read Roman. Those who can read Devanagari, it will read Devanagari. Let's go again. Samani prapa. Say that. Samani prapa. Now listen to this. Sahavonna bhagaha. Sahavonna bhagaha. Samane yoktre. Samane yoktre. Sahavo yunajmi. Sahavo yunajmi. Samyanchognim. Samyanchognim. Saparyata. Saparyata. Aranabhim. Aranabhim. Ivabhitaha. Ivabhitaha. Binding all of you to a common yoke. The theme of common yoke persists. It's a whole, watch me if you can, it's a whole sukta. A sukta means a number of mantras put together, a sukta. It's a whole sukta with the same theme of commonality in yoke. So the mantra continues, binding all of you to a common family yoke. I, God, enjoin you all to eat and drink together. Something we find in Western homes. I like that thing. Let me tell you, not everything Western people do may necessarily be bad. One of the very best things they do, and I think we have copied it in this country. When I was a little boy growing up, 8 and 9 and 10, we didn't have this. What's that? I enjoin you to eat and drink together at the same meal table. Come, Amir. Thank you for coming. Watch me. Eat and drink together. I don't need to ask you if you can repeat the statement, a family that eats together stays together, a family that prays together stays together. That's it. But let me tell you, it's in your vein. When we were poor and we were, very poor people, Ma would cook at 5 and Ma would say, Satish, yes, Ma? Hey, take your food and go sit on the step. We had steps like this. And we didn't have table, and we put our feet inside. Feet in. Okay. Look at me. We put our feet inside the 2 steps, and we make the upper step a table, and we have our dal and rice and coconut chokha. and we didn't have spoons. But whatever it is, however you eat in knife and fork, fine, that's your choice. I'm not telling you not to do that. But we ate with our fingers. And Ma would say, wash your hand before you go eat. We didn't have Lux and Palmolive soap. We had clothes washing soap, what we called, we had what we call salted soap. I don't know why they call it salt soap, but that's all we had. We were not like Leani and Kanji. They have fancy. Look at me now. They have the bottle, and you just like Bharat's house. You do this and you wash your hand. No, we didn't have that. Sometimes you didn't even have soap. Look at me. Pardon me. Don't laugh. I remember when I was a kid, and I know I'm digressing. When we went to the back toilet, we didn't have slope. We had concrete, and we would rub our hand in the concrete this way, back and front, to so-called clean our hands. It was abject, extreme poverty. But whatever we say, we're saying eat and drink at the same meal table. Now look what happens after that. Like spokes, read for me everybody, like spokes surrounding the wheel hub. Gather around the altar, meaning the Vedi. You see that thing over there? You see that thing there? Treat that thing with respect. Sit around the Vedi and make fire offerings. Say Swaha. Om Agnaye. Let me hear that sweet voice. Om Agnaye.
Saha.
Om Somaya.
Saha.
Om Prajapataye.
Saha.
Om Indraya.
Saha.
Oh! Now I don't know, I'm not a great bicycle expert, but tell me if anybody can help me. Imagine you have a wheel, and then you have a thing in the middle which I think is called a hub. I'm not too great in these names. And then you got these spokes going out. What's the connection? And that's a question for you to help me with the answer. What's the connection between this hub and the what do you call this? The rim. Thank you, Bart. What's the connection between the hub and the rim relative to the spokes? Equidistant. Thank you, Bharat. What else? What? They're kept together. Sorry, Bhai Krishan? So there is uniformity, equality, precision, balance, coordination. I like this interactiveness. So read for me again, everybody, like spokes, loud and clear. Like spokes surrounding the wheel hub. Gather around the altar and make fire offerings together while worshiping God. May we move on? Yes, no? Yes, let's continue. We might not finish all. I deliberately kept them to a few mantras, but even these two, let's skip that one, let's go. A Vedic wife, oh God, I got so much pushback on this. So much pushback, worse than what Norlin would have done with me, but Pauline, I mean. But that's okay, she's my sister. But I get so much pushback. A Vedic wife, somebody asks, well, what are the other wives? There was one of the questions. If you're talking about Vedic wife, what are the other wives? How are they grouped? I said, well, you help me with the word, but let's find out. A Vedic wife, what does she do? Let's chant the mantra. This might be a bit controversial, but Amam. Let me hear that, Amrita. Say Amam.
Amam.
All of us, Amam. Amam yajyam anumatir jagama sukshetratayai suviratayai sujatam bhadrahi asyaha pramatir babhuva semam yajyam avatu avatu
Devagopa.
This first line is not in the mantra. I put it in to introduce the value of what is said in this mantra. And it says the Western world. Bharat, can you take the mic for me? Stand and read for me the Western world. Stand and read that for me, please. Read for me the Western world.
The Western world conceives of a wife as a woman who marries a man primarily for sensual enjoyment.
Sensual enjoyment. That's why if the man goes away on a trip and stays away too long, she either calls and curses him out, or if he stays out too long, she will go apply to the court for separation based on abandonment. This man is not with me. I can't use more explicit language. Many people who may not be East Indians, your kind, but outside of this ethnic group, many people do that. Read it again, Pandit Bharat.
The Western world conceives of a wife as a woman who marries a man primarily for sensual enjoyment. Marriage without such enjoyment is a case for the divorce court.
That's not in the mantra. I put that there to introduce what's going to come now. Go, Pandit Bharat.
Marriage without such enjoyment is a case for the divorce court.
Now, what does the mantra say? Begin the Vedic world.
The Vedic world says that the newly married bride harmonizes herself with the culture of her husband's home, which is now her home.
Stop. Our family may be hearing me. Our family may be hearing me, and they may be upset with me. But let me tell you something. Watch. Many girls get married. Watch. Very good, Lake. I'm very happy to see you all. Look at me. Look at me, everybody. Many girls get married. Watch. One, they go live separately, which I wouldn't question. That's their choice. But they don't come to the home, as it were. They don't cross over from their parents' home to their married home. And one of the things they do these days to show they want nothing to do with their married home is that they retain their original name. So Kamla, what was your father's name? Kamla will not be Kamla Belpat in getting married. She'll be Kamla Sarju. So I asked, but Kamla, I met her last week and I asked, what's your name? She said, Guruji, you know my name. Well, what's your name? My name is Kamla Sarju. But aren't you married to Atma? She said, what does that mean? I said, aren't you Kamla Belpat? He said, I don't need to be. I do not need to be. Or she may have a little accommodation and she would be Kamla Sarju dash Belpat. And that's a pointer. Watch, when they get married, they do not cross over to the new home. But when her son is born and her daughter-in-law does the same thing, she finds occasion for objection. And the whole, let me don't say traditional only, the whole Vedic base of married and family life is shaken and is in turmoil. And right now I'm writing the history of Swami Dayananda, and he said the only way the world can reform is to go back to the Ved and read truth in its purest Vedic form. Not Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Jew, and Baha'i, in the purest Vedic form. And I'm going to Guyana for Gurukul. I wouldn't attack anybody in terms of what they believe in, but I will talk truth. I got the word last night. Truth in its purest Vedic form. Unless you know Vedic history, how God came, and unless you accept as truth that God gave his wisdom at the beginning of creation to help mankind turn the wheel of human civilization, you're lost, mankind. You're lost. Whether you may be what? You may be black, you may be Chinese, you may be Portuguese, you may be Hispanic, you may be this, but you're lost. And today's generation is lost. You know why? Because we have cut ourselves away from moorings, original moorings. But you know who's taking it up? The white Caucasian population is coming to Hinduism, and they're looking. I've been invited by Denmark to go there, but I can't find a sponsoring temple. And I've been invited to Puerto Rico. Can you come give us? I went to London and they say, give us the veil. Give us the veil. The rest of the thing is confusing. We don't know what to believe. Give us the simple teaching of the veil. And you all have it in your hand. Oh, don't take that paper and go put it under your karahi in your kitchen. Or put it in, as Amrita will do, go put it in plastic, one page after the other, in a plastic socket, and keep it and read it and turn the pages. Turn the pages. This knowledge doesn't have Dayanand. It doesn't have Ram. It doesn't have Krishna. It doesn't have Durga. It doesn't have Christ. It doesn't have Muhammad. It doesn't have art. It just has God, you, and the world. God, you, and the world. Bharat, stand again and read it. The Vedic world. Turn and face that camera over there, son.
The Vedic world says that the newly married bride harmonizes herself with the culture of her husband's home, which is now her home. Married life is a famous...
Hold a minute. What do we mean by her home? She's now in charge. Watch me. She doesn't come as a slave. She comes as a queen. When she gets married, that's why in Indian tradition, as by Jeet, look, the mother-in-law, her new home, look, hands her the set of keys. He said, Bahu, you are now in charge. She doesn't come to be kicked or to be slapped or to be smashed in her head or to throw acid in her face. No, she comes now, Ved says, Rajni, Maharani. She comes as a queen. She now dictates what to cook, when to eat. She dictates what decisions are to be made. She dictates, but then you know what? She has to be benevolent and kind and gracious. She now dictates. Read again, Pandit Bharat, go back. The Vedic world.
The Vedic world says that a newly married bride harmonizes herself with the culture of her husband's home, which is now her home.
Yes.
Married life is a famous sacrifice.
Pay attention, go back again.
Married life is a famous sacrifice, and the bride comes to make her offerings so that her home become a beautiful place filled with cultured, heroic children.
When the daughter-in-law rising to be a senior administrator doesn't carry out her functions, the children suffer. Aji can't do that job anymore. When the daughter-in-law, and any home that doesn't have a son to bring a daughter-in-law, given time, the home suffers. The daughters get married and go to another home. And when the home doesn't have it, I know of many cases in my village, I flood, they didn't have a daughter-in-law. And when they got old, nobody could get up to go cook dal and rice because a daughter-in-law is not there. But modern daughters-in-law say it's not our job to do that. If not your job, who will do it for you when you get old? These young girls are saying, no, that's not my job. Okay, but when you get old, will you get old? Yes, I will get old. When you get old and you can't walk to the stove, you tell me who will cook for you. Uber Eats? It's a perfect system, originated in Ved. And watch me, it goes on, watch. Today your daughter-in-law, 25 years down the line you become a mother-in-law, and whoever comes to join your home, she becomes daughter-in-law, and 25 years down the line she becomes a mother-in-law. And so it goes on in an unbroken unbroken tradition. Bharat, I'm sorry I'm keeping you back. Go back again, married life.
Married life is a famous sacrifice, and the bride comes to make her offerings so that her home become a beautiful place filled with cultured, heroic children. The thoughtful care she offers her family is benevolent.
Back one more time.
The thoughtful care she offers her family is benevolent. She serves guests who come to her home, and in so doing, she protects both her home and her marriage.
Pause for a moment. Let me tell you, in the way the workshop is done, this mantra encapsulates all the elements of home culture that would go towards making a success of home. I'm looking at the crowd here. I'm so pleased all of you turn out. I knew I called a lot of people. God bless all of you. God bless all of you wonderful people. Let's continue. Give me a minute. I'll take a little drink of water and then we'll continue. Give me a minute. You continue to read, please. And if you see anything in the translation, that you're doubtful about, at the end of this workshop, so we don't lose time, you can come up and ask me. I'll tell you something in humility. There is nothing written there that I can't defend. And I'm sorry to personalize this. I have studied it, having gone to India and studied grammar and etymology. God has blessed me, watch me everybody, with a little capability to see through the mantras. Only rishis fully and totally see through the mantra. I'm not a rishi. I'm just a student of Rishi Dayananda Saraswati. Just give me one moment. You can read. Please tell me if you have a presentation to make. When I come to your mantra, you raise your hand and say that's your mantra. So I have Evita here. I have Dr. Savi. Did you get one, Dr. Savi, that you would like to? Dr. Savi. We have Pandit Bharat. We have, who else we ask? Evita, Pandit Bharat, Dr. Bhalla, sorry?
Mine was done in the beginning, so we don't need to do it again.
Okay, because you came late. Okay, okay. Dr. Bhalla, and there's one more person. I deliberately didn't offer inside Gurukul the older folks to give. I wanted the young people. Amrita had hers. Dave Gulsaran. Dave has one. Dave, when I come to you, I thank Dave. He came all the way from Stony Brook to do this. He believes in this. And I asked Dr. Savi, but I don't know if she's ready. And I asked, I don't know, there's somebody else I asked, I can't remember. But please help me. You know, when you're 65.
Dr. Vijay Arya?
Yo, where is Dr. Vijay? Dr. Vijay, are you here? Not yet. Okay, let's continue. The discipline of a married woman. And I'm going to spend time on this because I believe in this. You will not agree with me, it's fine. You can choose not to agree. There's no problem with that. Read again, everybody. The discipline of a married woman.
The discipline of a married woman.
And I would like you to ask yourself a question. Do our West Indian women image any discipline in their marital choices? I would need for you to ask that question. Parehinari, parehinari. Say that, Amrita.
Parehinari.
Say that, Pandit Bharat. Parehinari. Give Pandit Bharat a mic. And give Dr. Savi a mic. Do we have additional mics? Give Dr. Savi a mic and give Pandit Bharat a mic. They will help me read because I do get tired. Give Pandit Bharat a mic. Parehinari. Say that.
Parehinari.
Punarehi kshipram.
Punarehi kshipram.
Apam tva.
Apam tva.
Goshtho.
Goshtho.
Adhyarukshadbharaya.
Adhyarukshadbharaya.
Tasam grihnitad.
Tasam grihnitad.
Yatama yajya asan.
Yatama yajya asan.
Vibhajya dhiri.
Vibhajya dhiri.
Tarajahitat.
Tarajahitat.
Everybody, tarajahitat.
Tarajahitat.
Our other community leader, Vijay Ramjatan, is here. We thank him too. Married women are charged. Read for me, Bharat, stand.
Married women are charged with the principal responsibility of starting and guiding a family and maintaining a home that will project a positive image in the community.
Read the same thing, Dr. Savi.
Married women are charged with the principal responsibility of starting and guiding a family and maintaining a home that will project a positive image in the community.
I want you to find that definition in today's books on psychology. I am challenging you. The liberalism and feminism that is going around the world will not allow a statement like this to be made. No, I don't agree. Married women, read it, Amrita.
Married women are charged with the principal responsibility of starting and guiding a family and maintaining a home that will project a positive image in the community.
Continue, Pandit Bharat. Hold a minute. The woman
will always experience the need to go outside of the home to conduct necessary business.
Stop. This is where I had to push back. Why she can't go out and sleep out? Who says she can't? That was the question. Why can't she go out and sleep out for a night or two? Let her relax herself. Go, read again, Pandit Bharat. The woman always The woman will always experience the need to go outside of the home to conduct necessary business.
But, Dr. Savi, but on completion, she must return in good time because tasks accumulate at home waiting for her to execute and fulfill.
So somebody wrote me from Guyana, tasks, comma, tasks, comma, I said yes, tasks. 'Cause daddy can't feed the family the way mom does, even though he may try and may succeed up to a certain level, but he can't do it. She has a natural propensity that daddy does, and daddy has his own propensities that she was not born with. Whether you agree with me or not, but that's the way it is. Go back again, Pandit Bharat. One more time, the woman
will always experience the need to go outside of the home to conduct necessary business.
But, Dr. Savi,
on completion, she must return in good time because tasks accumulate at home waiting for her to execute and fulfill.
Amrita?
When outside, an honorable woman will deal only with those other women who are themselves honorable.
I know in a certain, I wouldn't call the region because you might get upset. Some of you may be from that region. But I know when some ladies go to Georgetown, I used to know, I don't know it now, their friends would say in those days, let's go to a movie. And the movie finishes late and dinner will be late. And the man comes from a job in the back down and there is nobody at home. You tell me whether the lady should tell him, put on the rice and dal on your own. I'm taking a day off. Namaste. Namaste. Yes, pass the mic to Evita. Didi Evita. Why I didn't ask you to read? Because I know you have your mantra.
This is our mantra.
Oh, why you didn't raise your hand?
I thought that you were going to explain it in the Hindi.
Okay, but go ahead. Stand, Evita, let him see you because the camera has to pick you up. Can you come over here? That camera, I'm sorry, Evita. I should have, you see, I don't, when you're 65, you don't remember. That's why I asked you, raise your hand. Go ahead. Read it for me, child. I apologize to you.
No, it's okay, but you want me to read this?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Put the mic closer.
Okay, so the woman will always experience the need to go outside of the home and conduct necessary business. But on completion, she must return in good time and tasks accumulate at home waiting for her to execute and fulfill. When outside, an honorable woman will deal with only those other women who themselves are honorable, wisely separating her talkmates into two groups. She must relinquish the company of those women who are unproductive. And in another lens, as being a professional, as being a teacher, as being a mother, and being a woman in the 21st century, I had a connection to this because women bring the first line. Can you go to the first line?
Yes, let me go up.
Yes.
Go up. Hold a minute.
Nari.
Go.
Nari.
Down?
A woman's source of strength of her husband.
Oh, you mean the word nari?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Okay.
Lovely. Give me a minute. Give me a minute,
I
child.
try to be a little bit like
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Take your full time. Go ahead.
So strong women are responsible for steering and guiding their family to the best positive direction. We're talking about the first line, nari. Am I saying that correctly?
You're saying it correctly,
okay.
nari.
But she has to maintain the home and be successful in their community and society. So here, the women have to also guide their family to be productive.
And guide her husband.
And guide her husband, absolutely.
A woman is called nari because she guides nar. I want you to say it. You see, unless you know these words etymologically, you can't come. If you turn a dictionary and you look up nari, it says woman. But what does woman mean? Born to man. Woman, Dr. Savi, is a source of distress for a man in many cases. But in Sanskrit culture, nari, woman, is a source of strength for her husband. Go ahead.
So I don't mean to put you in the spot, Sanjeev. This was not planned. But when I see something that I disagree with, we don't scream or yell. I just quietly model how I want it to be. And then I will have him join with me and do what we have to do to make it right the way I think it should be.
Are you definitionally nari?
Yes.
Because you are.
I have the strength and know how to get things done without screaming or yelling or being negative. And I'll just model, because that's the teacher in me, of what I expect to be done. And therefore, he somehow follow along. And, you know, I guide him in the right direction.
Hold a minute. As a modern professional, do you agree with this verse?
I agree with this, yes.
Well, I had pushback. Give her a round of applause.
Well, some women or some other people that are not open-minded, I believe, the strength, look at Michelle Obama. Look at all the successful men that are around us. Their women, their wives have been a strong impact. They may be behind in the back end, but they also are there to guide their husbands in the right direction.
Are you saying Michelle Obama has guided
Barack Obama?
Barack Obama?
I agree so. I absolutely agree. Yes.
I
that's
think
my
you're
thoughts.
rather unfair. You don't mention Mrs. Trump.
I think that if he didn't have a strong wife behind him, he wouldn't have been as successful as he is. I'm not saying anything. Barack Obama is smart. He's intelligent. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing him down, but I believe that with his strong wife, that's how he became successful.
Okay, we have a mic at the back. Pass the mic for me. But again, what's the name of Mrs. Trump? Her first name, Melania. You have not said a word about Melania Trump, but I'll take your word.
I think that's another discussion.
Another discussion. Very good. You must be fair to everybody. I'm just joking with you. Okay, my daughter Evita. Somebody had a question. Who is this?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Everyone, namaste. Referring to what
Is this Guyana? Totarama? Yes, go ahead. She's from Guyana. Go ahead.
Yeah, namaste once again. It's nice to be here. Referring to what Behenji just said, I want just to be brief. Behind every man is a successful woman because of her strength, her love and understanding, and of her purity. God bless.
Her dedication.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you are one-sided,
Namaste.
but that's namaste. You are a very one-sided, but that's okay.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next.
Yes, let's move on to the next.
Okay, so the next, go forth and come back as soon as possible. This can go into many different aspects. Again, looking in the mind frame of a teacher and a professional, I do that every single day, even though I know I have obligations in many different areas. We know we have children, we have jobs, we have all these different aspects in our lives, but the time is the essence, right? So with modern days, women work and still have to fulfill their duties at home. Back in the day, a lot of women didn't work, and it was hard. Homework is harder than going to work.
That's right.
Okay, being at home is hard, right? But professionally, I still have to maintain the task. So Going forth and coming back as soon as possible, yes, we have obligations at home that needs to be done. When I go home, I make sure when I come from work, I rush home to make sure that I know that my children are safe, dinner is made, homework is done, they are bathed, my husband has something to eat. Everything is always lined up, so we have to rush and make sure that time is of the essence, that we plan properly, we get things done, we fulfill our tasks. Right? So going on to the next one. It's also in relation to a host of tasks are piling up for you to be executed. So as women, we wear many hats. We're nurses, we're doctors. Not professionally, we do these tasks every day without even thinking about them. We're taking care of people, we're being nurses, we're being teachers, we're teaching our children, we're doing all sorts of different jobs that we don't even realize that we do, and we have to fulfill them, right? To manage our time and to manage ourselves. The next, be wise and have separated in two groups your friends. Now this was a big revelation for me because it took me all this time. I'm middle-aged, I would say, right?
You?
Yeah.
Not quite, but go ahead.
So surround yourselves, what I got from this is having separated your friends, and be wise. Surround yourself with friends that uplift you, friends that really care about you, that are loyal, who brings you help in your goals, not gossip. So I've been a teacher for 15 years, and I've been dealing with a lot of different types of character, different types of personalities, and until only recently that I have found two most important friendships professionally. And not only my family members and so forth, but all this time I realized in every job, in every family, in every household, or wherever, you'll always find someone that's negative. You'll always find someone that criticizes or says something negative. But I actually became a surgeon, and that relates to the next, because the two tie in. I became a surgeon, and I started dissecting. Anybody know what dissecting means?
Cut in half.
Exactly. I started separating my friendships, meaning if they were negative, I cut them off, right? If I found two friends, I'm just gonna give them a shout out, Walleen Prempin and Gina Rankin, if you're watching on YouTube. They're not Hindus.
Okay.
But they are inspiring people in my life.
I share that, very good, yes.
They are helpful in my everyday activity. My friends are Christian. We still talk about God. When I need laughter, they're there to make me laugh. They can just tell, right? So I cut out all the negative people that, oh, I hate my job, I hate this. They're always criticizing, and it brings you down. Mm-hmm. So I dissected them off, and I actually pulled together and chose my friends, and this is how we connect. It says, have separated two groups of friends. Yes, you talk to everyone. Yes, you're kind, you're loving. But you hold the people that makes you better closer. And be wise. I also choose my friends who I want to be like, that inspires me, that teaches me, that I teach them. So it's a dual friendship. It's just not one-sided. So that was my lens. And from what I learned about this, to conclude.
She prepared her stuff. I gave her her mantra and she prepared it. Yes. Go ahead.
People that inspire you and help you you should always be able to achieve peace. In any friendship, in any household, in any different, whatever we're talking about, of a discipline of a what was the title? The discipline of a
married woman.
Married woman, yes. The discipline of a married, yeah, the discipline of a married woman.
We have to empower ourselves. We have to plan ourselves properly. We have to make sure we fulfill our duties by planning, organizing, showing love, having good people, have good support, and we have to maintain ourselves in order for everyone else around us to be successful in the community and society. And that's what I have to say for this piece. Namaste.
Evita, come over here. She didn't know she had to present a certain way, but she prepared out of that. And among the things she told me, she said, I would like to talk to the leaders of this Gurukul in terms of starting a school here, which we originally had in mind, but I couldn't find the support. Now I think, let me see, I said, okay, would you be able to run with the ball? She said, yes, I would like to do that. Did she talk to you about it? Well, it took a long time, 15 years for us to come to Evita. And let me tell you, and this is where we should be careful. She came from a Sanatan family background, but she uses Arya terminology. You know what she did? Look what she did. She came across to the Christian Lalita family. She came across. What's your full name, by the way?
Do I say the full name?
Your full name.
Should I say my middle name?
No, not your middle name. Evita. Nepal. Okay.
Nepal Narayan.
Okay, Nepal Narayan. Okay. But you know what? But did you come across to the Narayan family? Yes. You came across. You embraced their home as your home. You embraced their family as your family. You embraced their values as your values.
Yes, I call.
With certain modifications, of course.
Yes.
By Nepalji, where are you? Are you proud you gave birth to a daughter? Give the father, is the mom here? Mom is not here. Give them a big round of applause. Very nice, thank you. Your applause is a little low-key, but that's okay.
But I just want to add one more thing.
Yes.
Because I just want to give a shout out to my dad.
Who? A shout
my
out?
father. The Nepal father.
Yes.
I have two dads.
Nepal daddy, stand up, let them see you. Yes.
It's so funny that as far as I could remember, I remember my dad made so many sacrifices, my mom too. But every morning, my dad will make time to make me breakfast and eat together and drop me to school. He didn't have to. He worked so many hours, late hours. But every day, and this sticks to my mind every day, and this is what I bring to my classroom. He always told me, according to Shakespeare, show me who your friends and I'll tell you who you are. For years, he ingrained that in my head. And then after all these years, I want to say the last 2, 3, 4 years, now it actually finally makes sense.
It makes sense.
Because it's separating the two types of friendships. And who you want to be with, or who you want to be like, that's who you follow, that's who you make your friends.
Give her a round of applause. Very good. Thank you very much. Take that mic, Rajawad. Very nice. Evita, you're a breath of fresh air. You help me a lot. I have one style, you have another style. Very good. This one also I got a lot of pushback on. These mantras are very controversial, I agree. But let's see, let's go. Husband and wife have faith in each other. I would skip the Sanskrit now because our time is going. Dr. Savi, begin, O husband and wife.
O husband and wife, grab hold of each direction as it takes you further and further into future success.
You need to read that one more time.
O husband and wife, grab hold of each direction as it takes you further and further into future success. When you both have faith in each other, you will attach and commit yourselves to married life.
Yes.
In the fire of austerity, surrender your thoughts, ideas, values, objectives, and material possessions with the thought that everything will be burnt and made pure. You must pool your efforts to guard the outcomes of your efforts.
This is not difficult to understand. Pandit Bharat, read it one more time. Half you will read and half Amrita will read.
O husband and wife, grab hold of each direction as it takes you further and further into future success. When you both have faith in each other, you will attach and commit yourselves to married life.
That goes beyond discussion. When you have faith in each other, you will attach and commit yourselves to the objectives in married life. Go, Amrita.
In the fire of austerity, surrender your thoughts, ideas, values, objectives, and material possessions with the thought that everything will be burnt and made pure. You must pool your efforts to guard the outcomes of your efforts.
Okay, I will go a little bit faster now. This one is also very basic, but I will just read it. Go, Dr. Savi. A family?
A family becomes successful when it creates moral foundations for itself.
One more time.
A family becomes successful when it creates moral foundations for itself.
Continue.
The mother of the home must have truthfulness in thoughts. Words and actions are her foundation.
Continue, Bharat, Pandit Bharat.
The father must be able to perceive reality and to access accordingly.
Assess
accordingly.
Go back.
The father must be able to perceive reality and assess accordingly. Children are secure by observing rules of sensual discipline.
Hold a minute there. At age 17, don't text the young lady at 11 o'clock in the night. That's what sensual discipline is. When you're older, fine, but not at 17. Go back, Pandit Bharat, the father. No, children.
Children are secure by observing rules of sensual discipline and social etiquette.
Auntie, may I help you? Auntie, may I help you? Uncle, may I help you? You see them at the laundromat, and you see them struggling with their, I don't know what the name of the bag is, with all the wash clothes folded. Laundry bag. And you're passing, Auntie, would you like me to help you put it in the back of the car? Social etiquette. Hello, namaste, good morning, whatever, assalamu alaikum. I don't know what the Jews say.
Shalom.
Huh?
Shalom.
Shalom. Say something as you pass. When I was in New Zealand, I don't think Americans do this, and people tell me, you really talk too much. But when I was in New Zealand, good morning, sir. The people of New Zealand, I don't want to say white, it's not a nice word to use. Good morning, I'm walking and they're walking, I'm going this way, they're coming. Good morning, sir. I said, look at these people. When I walk here, everybody is so obsessed in what they have to do. There isn't a good morning. If you do this, they want to think, well, you're so strange, why are you raising your hand? Good morning. But I trouble all the Spanish. ¿Cómo estamos hoy? Buenos días. ¿Cómo estamos? And they say, those people are more family oriented, and they do say buenos días. But mainstream Americans don't say anything. So have some social mannerisms and etiquette, and merge your generative fluids in your thinking processes. I wouldn't focus on that. Let's continue. When the bride goes to her married home. Read for me, Dr. Savi, and then we come to you, Amrita. Go.
After their wedding is solemnized.
Watch this now.
Brides are free.
Hold a minute. Begin.
After their wedding is solemnized, brides are free to make choices. They may stay with their husbands for a while and then choose to leave. They may live separately from their husbands' family members, and or they may have bank accounts separate from their husbands.
Hey, you know what? You pay the mortgage. Watch this. Married, 2 kids. You pay the mortgage, and I'll pay the grocery bill. Right, Vijay? I need a few comments from you in a moment. Vijay, may I go into your personal business? Who does the mortgage and who, not you, that one at the back there. Vijay Ramjatan, who pays the mortgage and who pays the grocery bill, if you don't mind telling me? Together. Do it together. Don't be like Pandit Bharat and Shalini. He does this and she does that. No, I'm taking liberties. Okay, don't do that. Go back again after the wedding. Go back. After their wedding is solemnized. Who is reading? Yes, go ahead.
After their wedding is solemnized, brides are free to make choices. They may stay with their husbands for a while and then choose to leave. They may live separately from their husband family members, and or they may have bank accounts separate from their husbands.
Continue, Pandit Amrita, after?
After the Vedic wedding sacrament is complete, a Vedic bride, radiant and like the sun,
radiant like the sun,
goes to her husband's home to make it her home.
Listen, I'm not that oblivious. They have quarrels, but ideally you shouldn't. But these days they do have disagreement and discord. But go back. She goes. A Vedic bride, radiant like the sun.
A Vedic bride, radiant like the sun, goes to her husband's home to make it her home. She goes there to carry on a family tradition and ensure a continuity that she can later on pass on.
Okay, go on, Pandit Bharat.
So proceeding to her new home, she takes virtuous intent as her pillow.
Very poetic.
Perceptive.
Very poetic. Go back. So proceeding to her new home, go.
She takes virtuous intent as her pillow, perceptive vision as mascara for her eyes, and temporal and spiritual knowledge as her bank account from which she will continuously draw while living and facing up to challenges.
I want all of you to kindly read this. This is so poetic, but at the same time, so very practical. Read, everybody. So proceeding to her new home, loud and clear. So proceeding
to her new home, she takes virtuous intent as her pillow, perceptive vision as mascara for her eyes, and temporal and spiritual knowledge as her bank account, from which she will continuously draw while living and facing up to challenges.
Do you like that, Evita? When you left your mommy and daddy's home, where is the pillow that you brought with you to their home? You left it there, you brought it? Okay, very nice. Amir? Can I have a midway comment from you, 2-3 sentences? How is this impacting you, if you don't mind? You can sit right there. How is this impacting you? Or we want to say it later? You want to say it later or now?
I mean, I'm enjoying the discourse.
You are, honestly from your heart?
Yes.
Okay. Amir is from Tanzania, and he works in the school building I left in Brooklyn, Paul Robeson High School building. The school is now divided. I met him. He came here, and after coming here for a hour, he said he wants to come to this workshop. Amir, thank you very much. God bless you. Do you speak any Hindi? Hindi aati aapko?
थोड़ी सी बोलता हूँ.
Ah, very nice. Very nice. His parents are yes. Yes, go ahead. After the wedding, some of them stay a year, 2 years, and then they move out.
You mean, oh, they go together?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because...
No, don't leave the husband. They leave. They leave, like what you did.
Because we are talking about the bride here.
Yeah,
when
but
the bride goes to her married home, right?
They, husband and wife, they live together. Okay, very good. Very good.
Because I'm wanting to know what's happening with this.
Oh, no, they go together. Okay. Okay. Anybody, Bhai Vijay, how is all of this impacting you as a medial comment? Give the mic to Bhai Vijay Ramjatan. Raise your hand, Vijay. Yeah, go ahead. How all of this is impacting? A very scholarly young man from Trinidad, college educated. You want to say a few things? Just a few words while I stretch my feet.
Namaskar, namaste to all of you.
Namaste.
I must say, it's very important for our shrines, our temples, our gurukuls to have space like this, to have open dialogue where we can listen and give feedback, but also take back something with you. The one line that stands out for me is the very poetic line, the last line, where it says, spiritual knowledge as her bank account, for which she will continuously draw while living and facing up to challenges. And the key part in that for me is that as a man, as a father of 3 children, I continuously see my wife have to face challenges, but not alone, with me, together with me. And those challenges will make you stronger, it will keep on building, but the bank account, if you keep drawing and not putting back into it, it will deplete. The key thing is, what are you putting back, so when you have a next challenge, you will have more to draw. And I think that what you put back is you, the husband or the other partner in the relationship, saying, hey, I'm right behind you in that challenge. Hey, I am here to support you. And together we'll put back, so when you have that time again in life, you'll have that pillow, you'll have that mascara, you will have that bank account full. Thank you.
Oh, very nicely said. Very, very nicely said. All right. Didi? Yes? Yeah, Asha has a mantra to present. Asha has a mantra, Dave has a mantra. In fact, let me ask Asha and Dave also to help to read. So pass your mic to Dave and you pass your mic to Asha. She has one. Test it for me, testing.
Testing, testing.
Raise the voice a little bit on this one for me.
Testing, testing.
Raise the voice and did it out to
Testing,
Asha's
testing,
mic.
mic check, testing.
Raise the voice on Asha.
Testing, testing.
Good, good, good. Very good, very good. I would like some pictures later on from my phone. Don't leave until we get your pictures. I would like to post them because I know there are many people watching all over the place. Some people are sleeping right now in other parts. They will watch later. Let's continue. I want to chant this mantra and for you to take with you. Chittira upabarhanam chakshura abhyanjanam Dyaur-bhumihi kosha asid yadayat suryapatim. Put your palms together. This can be the foundation for a new life. When your grandson gets married, your granddaughter gets married. If they can practice some of this, it will be beautiful. And then you know what? Let me tell you something, don't get upset. Then your granddaughter will not wear a wedding dress that ends here. She wouldn't do that when this becomes her motivation. And she wouldn't show the sari she wears up on the stage to get married. When she bends down to make offerings, everything is outside. She wouldn't wear that. She will not wear that. Because I'm not a Dakshina Pandit, I tell you before, hey, you want me to do your wedding? Make sure you're covered. And if you can't follow that ethic, you have other Pandits you can call. You can't show this. This is to be shown only in a certain room. Nowhere else. I'm writing the story of Rishi Dayananda Saraswati, and I'm telling you the time has now come for us to build foundations, lay foundations for a new generation. Fewer, if none, fewer divorces, fewer murders, fewer beatings, fewer smashing of the head is happening in Guyana. I'm not talking whether God has form or doesn't have form. We beat that too much. Let's now talk of the social issues. Fewer, fewer, fewer. And Rishi Dayananda says, a reformation in marriage customs is fundamental to the creation of a new society and the survival of society. You can't reform your marriage customs. Do like what Maharshi Ram Pratap, he passed. And his wedding was his second wedding I performed in 1985. And he put on his wedding invitation, no revealing clothing and no alcoholic beverages. That man had courage. And he stood there. And when they were coming in, Bhaya, please go over there until the divine wedding sacrifice, wedding ceremony is done. When it's done, we'll see. And I did one in 78, and all my daughters were all showing everything. I said, baby, Beti, my daughter, please go over there. Let Sita and Ram be first married. And when they're finished getting married, then you may come. And a couple of them come and say, Guruji, we feel terrible. We realize where you're coming from. Muslims will not wear that kind of clothing. Some Christians, not all, some Christians, like the Jehovah's Witnesses, will not wear that clothing. But we Hindus have the freedom to tell the Pandit you're wrong and you can't dictate for me. Your job is to read the verses and here's your payment, not Dakshina, here's your payment. Go! And Acharya, the position has died. He's just a mantra chanter. Acharya is no longer around. Rishi Dayananda says, reformation in marriage customs is a sine qua non, without which is a fundamental necessity to make way for society to survive. There is such an intense reversal in values. I don't know where we're going to go. I do not know where we are going. Go look on the screen one more time and put your palms. And let us give a formula. Not Arya Samaj, not Sanatan, not Hindu, not Muslim, not Christian, not Jew, but mankind. Look on the screen. Help me, Vijay, and all the others. Help me, Amir. Chittira upabarhanam. Say that.
Chittira upabarhanam.
Very sweet voice. Chakshura abhyanjanam.
Chakshura abhyanjanam.
Dyaur bhumihi kosha asid.
Dyaur bhumihi kosha asid.
Yadayat suryapatim.
Yadayat suryapatim.
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 Yadayat.
Yadayat
Suryapatim.
Suryapatim.
I thought I saw my son Jago come in. Did I see you, Jago? Raise your hand. Jago, I would like you to help me. Lend me your voice because mine is getting bad. Now go up to the stage and take a mic. These children have worked with me for years. They have now grown. Asha has grown, Amrita has grown, Jago has grown, some others are growing, Raju has grown. Now God bless you, Jago. Go to your mandir, go to the Arya Spiritual Center and make it strong. Go to Arya Samaj USA and make it strong. Go to your Sanatan Mandir and make it strong. Let me be broad. Go to your masjid and make it strong. Go to your Christian temple and make it strong. Let's not fight about what God's name is and this and that. Let's fight for social survival. When we are socially alive, then other values will fall in place. So says. He asked at one time, don't allow our doctrinal inhibitions to cut us off from the majority. I'm writing it. I am writing it. I have to be clear about what I write, and my sentences must be clear too. I wish I had a proofreader, but I don't have one with me right now. Thank you. Let's go. Where are we? Let me find my glasses, please. Where are we?
Desire and thinking.
Where is that? Desire and thinking, they accompany her. Wait, let me see. Oh, this is easy, fundamental. Let's read it and move on quickly. Let's go, everybody. Let's go, Dr. Jago. Read for me, Jago, after.
After the wedding sacrament, the bride proceeds to the home of her husband. She will now make his home her home.
Go back again with that last statement.
She will now make his home her home. While on her way, desire for a beautiful home and family is the bridal car that takes her forward.
Right? Continue.
Profound thinking on how to achieve her aim is the covering shade over the car.
You know, when you have a car and you have a covering shade, Jago, go back while on her way.
While on her way, desire for a beautiful home and family is the bridal car that takes her forward. Profound thinking and on how to achieve her aim is the covering shade over the car.
And the last statement?
And active and cognitive senses are two horses pulling the car and giving it motion.
The psychological car. Some of us have the best limousines. When I got married 20 years ago, I had the most expensive, elongated, I don't know what you call the limousine that goes all the way down. What do you call it, Bharat? Stretcher. I had the best, most expensive one. And after 1 year, she and I got divorced. You know why? Because she and I didn't have a desire for a happy family. I was just thinking, pardon me, I'm going to be a little touch graphic. I was just thinking of when I'm going to hug her, and she was thinking when she's going to hug me, and that's all. There was no desire that laid deep foundations for a happy and structured family. It was only this and everything else that mattered. People who look for that alone in married life are destined to be dashed against the rocks of ruin. Let's continue. We don't have time. And out of that marriage, I had 8 children, and they're still around. I have something to tell you about Vedic culture here. It might not work in the United States, but let's see. Evita, tell me. Let me get you, Dr. Savi.
Parents begin the process of selecting a groom for their radiant daughter, even though the final approval comes from her.
Bear that in mind.
The decision...
Hold it. Bear that in mind. You will choose for her, but she has to say yes. You will choose for her and choose for him. She has to say yes, and he must say yes. Continue, begin again, parents.
Parents begin the process of selecting a groom for their radiant daughter, even though the final approval comes from her. The decision to get married is then made. The promise of marriage to the groom is given in midwinter.
This is India. Go back again, the promise?
The promise of marriage to the groom is given in midwinter in Magh month, approximately January, and the wedding is fixed for the Falgun month, February.
And March. Indians don't get married in June and July. क्यों भाई जीत जी? भारत में विवाह होता है जून जुलाई में, but ज़्यादा नहीं. Indians do not get married, and there's a reason. Indians do not get married in June, July, and August. They get married in the cold months. And the winter in India is not that brutal. In the, let me use cooler months. They give their promise to get married sometime December, January, and the actual marriage takes place in February, March. And there's a season for weddings. Well, of course, Guyana doesn't have that. That's what I'm telling you, this happens in India. I love India for a number of reasons. Let's continue. Oh, I love this. Does anybody have this mantra? Bride's father is now the groom's second father. Don't call your father-in-law by his name. Jago, oh, not you. Vijay, beta, what do you call Rita's father? What is his name? Mohan? Why you don't call him Mohan? His name is Mohan. Respect for him. Bhai Ray, what do you call Sandra's father? Now tell me. Why? What? Sandra, what's your father's name? Where are you, Sandra? What's your father's name? Samaru. Why you don't say Samaru? You brought up different. Let's continue. Look at this. Look at this. I would like a written comment from you all at the end of the seminar. Bhai Krishan, I need writing paper. Read for me, Jago. Wait. When they get their child, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Go, Jago.
When
they get their child married.
When they get their child married, parents accomplish an auspicious act.
Don't keep your son forever at home unmarried. Don't keep your daughter forever at home unmarried. They must get married sometime. Go back, Jago. When they get
their child married, parents accomplish an auspicious
Continue,
act.
Asha.
O parents of the groom.
Raise your voice a little bit.
O parents of the groom, when you came to the wedding sacrament of the radiant bride, cultured guests expressed their approval of your effort to get the two youngsters married.
Go, Pandit Bharat. You have a mic, Pandit Bharat? Who has a mic? Dr. Savi, read it. These guests
were delighted to see your strong-willed son accept the bride's father as his second father.
The bride's father, dad in Guyanese English, Papaji in Indian Hindi, And in Spanish, they may say mi padre, they may say mi padre, and whatever. But do not, the point is, do not call. I want him to read too. Do not call your bride's father by his name. It's not a good thing. Okay, Dave, I'm coming up to you to read one for me. Dave is also a very good reader. Oh, I like this one. You tell a girl nowadays this, she would ask you if you're crazy. Many of them asked me if I was crazy. When I was writing, they say, something's wrong with you. You retired real too fast. Begin for me, please, Dave. Family.
Family and married life is a divine institution.
One more time.
Family and married life is a divine institution. It's ordained by God in Veda.
That's why it's divine. That's why it's, hold a minute. That's why it's divine. God made it a rule in Veda that people must get married and they must have a family. Continue for this reason.
For this reason, before the wedding sacrament is performed, the bride and her immediate and extended family relations sit for yajna.
Yes, hey, when you do that rabdai, sit for hawan. Don't wait for the first hawan on the day of the wedding. No, sit for hawan on the day of the rabdai ceremony. When I was a little boy, they followed that ethic. Now, the young men in places like Windsor Forest force the pandit to start the hawan at 5 and to end at 6:30 because at 7 o'clock the boxes have to play in Windsor Forest. But at 5 o'clock, nobody is yet from work, and so 5 people sit down. But when you do it at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, you got the whole village sit down. No, you got to do it for the village. The village must see when they rub haldi onto the dulha and dulhan. You had haldi rubbed to you? Okay. You had haldi, but you had a hawan? Pandit Mahadev did it? Okay, whoever did it. Go back again. Who was reading? Amar? Not Amar. Dave. For this reason.
For this reason, before the wedding sacrament is performed, the bride and her immediate and extended family relations sit for yajna.
Yajna means hawan. Continue, Dave.
They make offerings and acknowledge God as a good friend who weighs the actions of both potential bride and groom and finds a husband for a young lady.
Watch. This is what God does. And I'll give you the name of the word. Bhai Satish, where you come up with all these fanciful theories? I want you to look at this. Would you kindly say Ariyama? Say that for me, everybody. Ariyama. Look, take this. Arya means, not Arya, Arya. Arya means actions and Ma means measures. The measurer of our actions. Watch. This young lady suits this young man. And when the contract comes about effortlessly, with no elopement, and there is a balance between nature on this side and nature on this side, consider that wedding or that proposal as a divinely ordained proposal. Would you kindly say Ariyama? When I chant the mantra just now, you'll see the word Ariyama. Dave, I got lost where you were. Go back again, son. They make offerings.
They make offerings and acknowledge God as a good friend who weighs the actions of both potential bride and groom and finds a husband for a young lady. The father tells his daughter that...
Listen to what he says to her. Go back. The father tells his daughter...
The father tells his daughter that through the wedding sacrament, he, like a farmer releasing a ripened cucumber from its stem...
Go back. You didn't follow the comma. Go back. He, like a farmer...
He, like a farmer releasing a ripened cucumber from its stem...
Pause.
Releases his daughter from her birth home, but not from her married home. She is proceeding to her new home to live there all her life.
Watch. When my Didi got married, and I love my daddy for this, and things were not doing well at her new home, I can say it, she's old now, and she came back home one day. Watch this. She came back home with a few pieces of clothing. And she came and she was here today at our home on second day. And on the third day, Daddy tell Didi, Beti, I already gave you in Kanyadan. I can't have you here for too long. Nobody can erase that you were born here, but that's where you belong. When, let me quote you from the Ramayana, when Sita and Ram were in the forest, and Janak, Sita's father, came and occupied one of the huts, Ram sent Sita to go visit her mom and dad. And from my side, I say an hour, but I don't know how much time. After an hour, look at me. Sita's mom signaled to Sita's dad, meaning she must go now. She can't sleep here tonight. She must sleep there. Dave, I want you to read the entire thing again. Go back. Wait. Family and married life.
Family and married life is a divine institution. It's ordained by God in Veda. For this reason, before the wedding sacrament is performed, the bride and her immediate and extended family relations sit for yajna. They make offerings and acknowledge God as a good friend who weighs the actions of both potential bride and groom and finds a husband for a young lady. The father tells his daughter that, through the wedding sacrament, he, like a farmer releasing a ripened cucumber from its stem, releases his daughter from her birth home, but not from her married home. She is proceeding to her new home to live there all her life.
I so love this. Pull that harmonium. Jago, all of you. Asha, all of you. Listen to me. Aryamanam Havamahe. Say that.
Aryamanam Havamahe.
That's the word Aryama. Aryama. Aryamanam. Jago.
Aryamanam.
Aryamanam. Aryamanam Havamahe. Meaning we worship Aryama. That's what the line means. Put your hands, everybody. Aryamanam Havamahe. Say that.
Aryamanam Havamahe.
Subandhum Pativedanam.
Subandhum Pativedanam.
Urvarukamiva Bandhanat.
Urvarukamiva Bandhanat.
Preto Munchamina Mutaha.
Preto Munchamina Mutaha.
And if you give me permission, we pause here. I don't want to give you too much more. This is not a rocket science for you to have to read and not understand. But yes, when we sit down and interactively engage and bring out our point of view in terms of what we understand, it becomes a little clearer. But what I would like, if Bhai Krishan can help me, I would like you to take a sheet of paper. If you, Bhai Krishan, are you around? Oh, but go get Chacha Krishan for me, please. Tell him to bring paper. I would like you to write me a note. You don't have, listen, I don't want you to praise me. I want you to talk about what you learned. How has this helped you understand the importance of proper marriage and proper married life? How has this helped you? I would like you to pour out your heart. If you care to write your name, you may. If you care to tell me who you are, you may. That's 1, 2, and we will give you cards. I would like you to write your name on this card and your telephone number and give it back to us. Oh, but wait. Oh no, Dave, you didn't get to do yours. We did it?
It's the next one.
Yeah, well, you do it. And Asha, you didn't use yours. And who else didn't? Dr. Bhalla. Dr. Bhallaji. So let me be fair. I asked these people to prepare. Yes. Give me a minute. In fact, pass it out. Dave, come take the mic. And Dave has his own his own laptop. Dave, I want you to take out this HDMI and put it into yours. You want to sit here? You can stand. You can stand? Okay. While Dave is getting ready, I'll tell you this is a scholar. He's the son of Ray and Sandra Golcharan. He's a chemistry major at Stony Brook University. And he came down, he left his university to be here with us. Bear with us a little bit more, we wouldn't be long. So we have 3 more presentations. We have, please tell me if, I forget. Please tell me if I asked anybody else and I'm not giving you an opportunity. That shouldn't be. I want to be fair. And we gave over this workshop to the United Arya Samaj Federation. Bahin Devi is here, Bahin Sati is here, Bhai Jeet is here, and other officials of the USAF are here. I will ask them. Oh, and Didi Chan is here. I didn't see Didi Chan. Didi Chan, I will ask you to say a few words too. Just brief words. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave. Put in your thing. Asha, get ready. And Dr. Bhalla, ab tayyar ho jaiye. Aap yahan aaiye. Please don't leave and go away. The seminar is not yet done. You have to do the same thing as you did with mine. Do you have a virus in that? Okay, well then put it into mine. Put it into mine. But you have to put it on a stick. Asha, how do you have yours? Okay, while you get ready, give the mic to Asha. You come make your presentation. Asha, take your, go ahead. Tell them which mantra it is. Tell them the heading.
It's on page 2.
Page 2.
335.
Tell me the heading of that mantra.
The heading is creating ideal families, but
okay, go ahead.
It continues on page 2. It's the second one.
Okay.
On page 2.
You don't have a virus. Please don't leave. Let's not be disrespectful to the other presenters.
Jayaswantaschitino maviyashta samradhayanta sadhurashcharantaha anyo anyasmai valgu vadanta eta sadrichinan vaha sammanasaskrinomi sadrichinan vaha sammanasaskrinomi.
Tell me what you want.
Remain united.
No, that's okay.
Acknowledge the authority of your superiors. Be intelligent and thoughtful. Thrive together and move under a common yoke. Come, speaking sweetly to each other, I, God, enjoin you to have one aim and be of one mind. When I was assigned this, I wasn't sure what a yoke was, but when I saw a picture of what a yoke was on Google, then I realized that I saw this often in India. And those of you in Guyana might know what a yoke is. So it's a long stick, and on one end of the stick there's one hole, and on the other end of the stick there's another hole, and then that is what is used to bind 2 cows together through their heads. And then they walk to pull a carriage, or they walk in one direction. So what is so interesting about a yoke is that it's made in such a way where one cow cannot walk past the other. If the other cow does not walk, then the entire cart itself doesn't move. And in such a way, this is how husband and wife should be. And this is supported by everything that we were taught by Guruji in the Vivaha Sanskar, how man and wife should
husband and wife should walk together, not one in front, not one behind. They should both walk together. And the same way, that's how they should be in that yoke, like two cows on a yoke. Behind the cows, there's usually a cart that is attached to the middle of the yoke, and the master sits on top of that cart, and that represents the authority in this mantra. So when I spent time in Vrindavan, that's where Sri Krishna spent most of his life, the master trained the cows in such a way that he did not have to lash them with a whip. All what he had to do was to lash his cart, and once the cows were able to hear that sound, they know it was time to move to their next destination. So the master, and in this case, the one that sits behind the cart or behind that yoke, I would say that that would be the superiors, the authority. So that would be what, the mother and father that lives in the home. So as soon as you step out of Vrindavan, where they have a lot of respect for cows, you see how the cows are being treated differently. And I remember I was in an area in the mustard fields, and the cane cutter, when he was stacking his sugar cane on the cart, he lashed his cows to force them to move. And you can hear and see how the cow was crying. And for that moment, I can just remember how my heart went out to that cow because it was being whipped. And the master in Vrindavan had a mind that treated the cows with respect and trained them in such a way where he didn't have to hurt him. That's the authority figure. That master was filled with, quote unquote, going back to the translation, with intelligence and thought. But the master outside of Vrindavan that had to lash them with a whip, that his mind was filled with arrogance. So in Vrindavan, the dynamic between the cows and the master was in harmony and of one mind. So you have the husband, the wife, which is the two cows, and the master. They all were in harmony, and they were able to move to one direction, one destination, as it says in the translation. Whereas one cow was stubborn, and they wanted to go in one direction, one cow didn't want to move outside of Vrindavan, and the master had to hit that cow. So in families, words can sting more than a whip. And this translation talks about sweetness. And in the same way, there's a difference with telling an in-law or a daughter-in-law that, for example, if there's too much salt in the food, throw it away. But then there's another way of saying that let's try to add something more to the food in a sweeter way. Let us try to add something more in the food so that the food can taste less saltier, so that the extra ingredient can absorb the salt from the pot. So such a family that chooses that second option would be of one mind as supported in the translation. And they would all live in that one quote-unquote yoke as you see that word in the translation. So however, as human as we are, it is natural for things to not always be in harmony. We are human and we do have negative qualities in us, and that's why we're in this world, so that we can overcome that negativity. But the Veda actually has a solution for that, and that leads to the very next mantra. Steve?
Samani prapasahavo na bhagaha Samani yoktri sahavo yunajmi Samani prapasahavo na bhagaha Samani yoktri sahavo yunajmi Samyanchognim Saparyata Aranabhim Ivabhitah Aranabhim Ivabhitah. Binding all of you to a common family yoke. Again, we see this word yoke. Binding all of you to a common family yoke. I, God, enjoin you all, the entire family. That means the in-laws, the daughter, and her husband. I, God, enjoin you to all eat and drink together at the same meal table. Like spokes surrounding the wheel hub, gather around the altar and make fire offerings together while worshiping God. So the first sentence I think that we know how to do that. But as far as the second sentence, I want to focus a little bit more on that. So let us take notice of the word fire offerings together. What are we talking about here? We're talking about performing havan. So, however, as human as we are, it's natural for things to not always be in harmony, but the Veda has a solution for this. Making fire offerings or performing havan is so important to do so as a family because havan gives you an opportunity to sit down and to reflect as you are performing. What do you pray for during the havan, especially in the beginning? During the Swasti Vachana mantras, we pray for God, the sun, the moon, stars, earth, sky, heaven, teachers, parents, and friends to contribute their powers so that you can live a blissful and harmonized life, so that you and your family can live a harmonized life. So in other words, you're praying for everything to work out for you. You're praying for your family to work out, things in your family to work out. But right after the Swasti Vachana, the Shanti Karna mantras come in. Because you cannot attain swasti without shanti, and I think that's why they're in that order. And this is the point in the havan where you can ask yourself, am I peaceful? And if not, then you can make the change so that you can become peaceful. And then after you become peaceful, then you can take that solution of attaining peace, contribute that peace onto your family, and then you, your in-laws, your husband, your wife, you can all live together in a harmonized life under that one roof. So in other words, a family that eats and prays together stays together. Exactly. That's my presentation. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Asha. That's very good. The teacher in you comes out. Now, thank you, Betty. Now, I promise you, as soon as it says 1 o'clock, we'll stand for lunch. Even though we said 10 to 2, we will finish by 1. So I now call upon my son, Dave, scholar, to give us his bit. I don't want to introduce his topic. He will do it himself.
Okay, namaste, everybody. The mantra I'm covering is located on the top of page 6. And it's titled New Relationships, New Home, New Culture. And this is from a Vedic perspective.
A sheet of paper is coming around. When you get a quick moment, please write me a note and tell me how this workshop has benefited you, if at all. And you care to sign your name, it will help me. If you sign your name, put your telephone number so I can contact you. And there is also a card coming around that you can write your name and your telephone number for our database. Go ahead.
So here is a mantra. My chanting skills are not the best, so I'm requesting Didi Amrita, Didi Asha, and Dajago to assist me in doing so.
Preto munchaminam mutah subadham amutaskaram yatheyam indra midhva suputra subhaga sati suputra subhaga sati.
So I wanted to basically dissect this mantra in multiple parts, but because I think that just looking at the mantra as a whole is not enough. We have to look at it piece by piece. So the meaning slash translation says that at the end of the wedding sacrament, the bride's father assures his son-in-law that he is releasing his daughter from the moral discipline code that she observed in her birth home, and that he is giving her the freedom to be fully dedicated to her new marital home, her new neighborhood, her new relations, and her new cultural values. So here is a simple analysis of what that translation means. A woman, before she is married, is the image of her upbringing. Who she is as a person is basically what is bestowed upon her by her parents, all her values and everything. So at the time of marriage, she is now free from her parents' guidelines and must now prioritize the needs of her marital home, her new neighborhood, and her new cultural values. And as a married woman, she is an image of her married life. So here is the second part of the translation. He, meaning the bride's father, recognizes that his son-in-law is potent enough to start a family and wishes that the two of them be fortunate to have children and be nuptially happy. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that throughout this whole workshop, we can see that the Tara Ved is full of guidelines for how we can live our life and provides insight on day-to-day issues and problems that we face. So, the bride's father, not the bride herself, the bride's father, must recognize that his son-in-law is capable of not only starting, but also maintaining a family. And a little side piece I put in there was, this can possibly be interpreted as a genetic superiority, meaning that this person has good genetics. They can create basically healthy children that can prosper. And the son-in-law could have a great moral capacity and could have the ability to provide. And the father, of course, wishes both of them to have a happy marriage. And also, all of us sitting here today are the byproduct of marriage. We would not be here if it wasn't for marriage, if it wasn't for what marriage entails. So all human life stems from marriage, and basically all society stems from marriage. And also I have here a supporting mantra. So can I have some assistance? It's also located on top of page 6. Yeah. Yeah. Bottom part of page 6, Indra Midwa.
No, just read it. You do your English. She already read that. Go ahead.
Okay.
She chanted that already.
So line by line has a translation that says, O powerfully potent son-in-law with rich generative strength, I release her from here, but not from there. I make her fully dedicated to that new home so that she becomes blessed with children and filled with nuptial bliss. So as we can, I guess, derive from the translation here, the son-in-law is rich and generative, and the father-in-law has to release his daughter from his home so that she can go to the new home and dedicate herself to that home. And if she is not dedicated, she will not become blessed with children and will not be happy in her marriage, because marriage is a two-way street and it's a two-part equation. You cannot have one side doing all the work. It has to be both sides doing equal, but doing their specific parts. So, just a little side piece again. The Tara Ved is a manual for daily life, and it explains what should be done in one's life in the context of trade, commerce, politics, health, and more. So, we've explored marriage in these workshops, and hopefully in the future we'll explore more of the Tara Ved and apply it to our daily life. And I found this cool picture online of Swami Dayananda. It's his real picture, by the way, like an actual picture of him. So I thought it'd be cool to share with all you guys.
Put your palms together and say Maharshi Swami Dayananda ki Jai. Thank you. That is a true picture. Give our son Dave another big round of applause. Thank you very much. I commend his mom and dad for bringing him up a certain way. He's fully involved here, but he goes a lot to Stony Brook, and when he comes on the weekends, he's here. Thank you. I thank him very much. That being said, I promise you we'll try to end at 1. Dr. Bhallaji, apaiye. This is a medical practitioner. Not medical? Okay. PhD in physics. Okay. Dr. Raj Bhalla. Say namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
He came all the way from Westchester, and he's here. And okay, go ahead, Dr. Raj.
My mantra that was assigned to me is on page 6, and it is in the middle one. A wife is like the moon. I'm going to recite it a little bit, and we have Navo Navo Bhavsi Jayamano Ehanam Ketu Russame Shigram Bhagam Devebhyo Vidhasayayan Prachandramastir Se Dirghamayu Prachandramastir Se Dirghamayu.
Notice his West Indian style, even though he's from India. Give him another round of applause. Very nice. Go ahead, Dr.
This mantra is addressed to Chandrama actually. He says Chandrama, Chandramastir Se. Chandrama is, who is Chandrama? Moon-like wife. Chandrama brings peace and tranquility at night, if you look at it. And so the wife is best to wife who is like Chandrama, who will bring peace and tranquility to the home. And it says, oh, moon-like wife, you appear in new form in giving birth. The moon is born anew once every month. In the same way, the wife is born anew every time she gives birth to another child. Just as the moon, just as the form of the moon changes every day, the wife may appear to have a different form as each child is born with a different shape, with a different form. Child is nothing but a personification of the mother. So that's why I say you are changing, like you are changing your shape. So the next, and the line is, you are the flag of the home during daytime. You rise before dawn to do your activities. So when the king is in the palace, a flag is hoisted to indicate his presence in the palace. The king is in the palace. The wife is the flag of the home, indicating there's a lady in charge in this home. People passing by during the day identify the home as a well-organized when they see a well-organized wife. She is the light of the home. And such a disciplined wife rises early in the morning, like the moon shining its light and bringing peace and tranquility to everyone. This motherly wife smilingly serves all the elders with whatever they need, and so she extends the lifespan of everyone by bringing peace and tranquility at home. That's the bottom line, bringing peace and tranquility, and adopt your in-laws' home now your home. That only then people will call you as the queen of that home, when you bring peace and tranquility over there. So the bottom lines are the 2, 3 over here. Serve the parents and elders with smile. Give them what they need, the food at the right time, the clothing. And it also implies, as Acharya put it later on, do not throw them in nursing homes in old age. They forget at the time that they are also going to get old in 20 years, 30 years. What will happen to them? Like moon, bring peace and tranquility to the home. And lastly, in so doing, the home becomes a heaven, and people will regard such a wife as a queen. And Acharya has already put it there, already said it, that it is addressed in the Vedas that you are the queen of that home. So they will regard you as a queen of the home when you respect the elders, when you provide their needs. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Wow. Dr. G, you did very well. I thank you so much. Now, brothers and sisters, I'll have to wrap up quickly because I promised you 1 o'clock. We got 10 minutes left. Now, we have a community leader here, another one. Bhai Krishan, get your... Now, if you have a document for me, in terms of what your feelings are on this workshop, please, we'll pick it up from you. We will ask you for a... Kamle, come quickly. Listen to Kamla. Didi Chan, come out for a minute. Didi Chan, Jamuna, come out for a minute. Go ahead.
Namaste, everyone. I know as Guyanese, as first immigrant Guyanese, I'm sure a lot of this information that we've heard here is applicable to our upbringing. What the future generation holds for this kind of discipline is still questionable. One of the things that we can do as ambassadors of you coming to this workshop is to spread this knowledge to the upcoming youths of today, so that you don't want to wait until you're ready to be married to learn about this. You need to learn about it a little earlier because it might help you to make a wiser choice in choosing your partner. And with that said, if we are to give our appreciation for anything that Guruji have presented here, facilitated here, make the copies, bring it out to us. I just want to humbly ask that if we can all give a little contribution to Guruji's effort in facilitating this workshop, as he wants to promote the Gurukul in Guyana, and while he is in Guyana, he is still going to be teaching on streaming video. So we'll continue to dig into his deep wisdom, and in order to support the Guyana Gurukul, this donation that you all will be giving today will go towards the Guyana Gurukul to facilitate further educational opportunities like this. And as Guruji mentioned, Pandit Bharat and Pandit Atma and Mataji, we need, when Guruji is gone from this Gurukul, we need to continue to do these kinds of workshops. And with all of your contribution and your presence and your support, this Gurukul, with the knowledge he has given to all of us, we can continue to do workshops, and it will be a joint effort. Everybody pool their resources, they pool their knowledge, they pool their time. It's amazing how the insights of the youths came out so intellectually, because I consider myself a little bit more of an old-fashioned, but hearing their perspectives, Asha, Idvita, Amrita, and Dave, it's a little more refreshing that we can blend the old with the new and make a happy community, because sometimes it's a barrier between the young generation and the older generation. What can we do to make a mutual? And I think with workshops or interactions like this in the future, we can probably make a Aryan noble community better. So my plea to you is support Guruji in whatever you can so that he can continue to inspire us to do better things in life spiritually. Thank you very much for coming.
Sati, come out please. Please don't leave. I want Raju, go task all the parents to come upstairs just for a moment. We'll take a communal picture for Facebook and WhatsApp. Bahin Sati, Bahin Devi, come for a minute, please. Come, please, everybody should come and take a seat. Bahin Chan, 2 minutes. Bahin Sati, 2 minutes. And Bahin Devi, 2 minutes. Sato? We're collecting cards and letters that you have for us. Cards with your name and number, and letters with your observations in the workshop. Go, Didi Chan.
Namaste, Bhai Satish. Namaste, everyone. Being in the Gurukul with the elders, the parents, I feel at home very much, because even a lot of the children, like Amrita, they were kids when we were adults. They grew up in this Samaj. And I have to thank Bhai Satish for doing such a wonderful job. You would all agree, he's our Dayanand Saraswati of the world today. So, Bhai Satish, thank you for doing such a wonderful job, and we have to be very grateful to your parents for giving us you so that you could do, your dad and mom had the vision many years ago when you were a little boy that we would need this today, and therefore they guided you in that direction. I was very fortunate to be born from a strong Sanatan and strong Samaj on the other side family. So I had a combination of both. And when Bhai Satish reads the mantras about the bank account, and Vijay talks about the bank account and elsewhere, and Evita talks about what you do when you come home and what you do when you go to work, I was fortunate to be part of that because of my strong background in Samaj and Sanatan Dharam. And I want to thank all of you for supporting this program. And Bhai Satish, when you begin the school, it's something that Daddy dreamt of. And whenever you're ready, I will be on your wagon working with you as much as I can. And thanks you all very much, and may our school come through very soon. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much, Didi Chan. Didi Renuka, I need everybody downstairs here to take a picture, and then they could go back. Sai and Sharmila, the Pandits, one will take one side, one will take the other side. Please give us a daan. Nothing comes to my pocket. It goes to Guyana, the Guyana Gurukul. As liberal as you can be in terms of giving, please give. Start. One of you this side, one of you this side.
Namaste to all of you, and welcome to the Gurukul and to the celebration of the Arya Samaj Foundation 144th year we're now celebrating the Aris Match Foundation. And this year, we thought we'd plan things differently, and with Gurukul on board, I spoke to Dr. Satish Ji, and he did come up with a workshop. And we thought it was a brilliant idea, and hope we will continue with these workshops. It's been very productive. And I'm sure you learned something today from the Atharved, which I did. If we don't comply with the mantras, then we go the other way and chaos happens. And quickly, just to remind you that the Foundation Week starts today here at the workshop. And tomorrow morning, we have the Multikund at the Gurukul here from 9 o'clock. And followed on Tuesday night at the Arya Spiritual Center. I'm sorry, Wednesday, April the 10th. So we will meet at the Arya Spiritual Center. On Thursday, we'll meet at Arya Samaj, USA. On Friday, at Bronx Arya Samaj. And Saturday, we will meet at the New York Arya Samaj on Hillside Avenue, followed on Sunday, the Multikund Hawan at the ground. So I hope all of you are very zealous, very excited. This is one time in the year when we do come out as one big Arya Samaj family, and I hope we continue doing this and see all your faces at all these different places. Thank you, namaste, and over to our president, Bahin Devi.
Bahin Devi. The baskets are coming around. Please give liberally. Thank you very much, Bahin Devi.
Namaste all. Heartiest thank you to our dearest Dr. Satish Ji to make this effort as a joint effort for the USAF to highlight this program. I wish more could have come to drink from this divine knowledge that has been given to us here today. As I reflect back, way back 34, 35 plus years ago, when Dr. Satish first came into our lives, I was a young family. I had just gotten married, just had my first child. And there were glimpses of these lessons coming from him, from what we had from our parents back home, for the little they knew and they passed on to us. This had nurtured me and several other people because we grew up practically learning from him every week what it was to guide us in this busy lifestyle of the US. What I ask that we take away more to share not only within our family, but our friends in the community, and send it back to Guyana too, that our relatives there can get a head start with it while Guruji gets there. Every year he's been doing this diligently, dedicatedly, where I've had the opportunity to be with him to see that an order is there in society when it comes to family life. As many of us here have studied in the American system, and we know the benefits of child development and human development, and how these things, these lessons from the Vedas can help us advance ourselves or build upon it and make foundations. And these foundations can only come about now as we listen to this to conform and spread the word even in a bigger picture. And to do that, I ask today that this little excerpt on married life be put together even if it has to be an effort from the United Arya Samaj Federation, and that we pass this on to the couples intending to get married, to the ones planning to get married, and it becomes a little brochure like our Christian brothers and sisters have, that they come to counseling once they've decided to get married, that they come to counseling and understand this little document, what it means from the Yajurveda, from their history, from their heritage, and to carry out that dharma. And that is my call today to you, to this group, that let's come together and put it in a little booklet form and make it available for all to understand better. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Bahin Devi. I'm sorry I'm rushing this. Now, two things are going to happen. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your card with your name and your telephone number. And thank you for your comments in the workshop. Now, if anybody needed an additional copy of today's document, this child will go around. Just raise your hand and he'll give you one. I want you to know all of this is being streamed. Hold it in your hand and go around. All of this is being streamed, and the people who have me on Facebook or who have shared it to their Facebook wall, people are seeing this. I thank Bhai Ray for taking pictures. Sanjeev, do you have pictures that you can send to my phone? Okay, I want you to take a professional picture. Look at me. One with the mother separate, one with the gentleman separate, and one this way, bringing everybody in, this way, bringing everybody in, and from the back. With everybody in, the full crowd. People are waiting for these pictures, you know. They can't be here, they want to see. That being said, I wish to, and we're closing in a minute, I really wish to invite you tomorrow. We have one final activity, the Gurukul I'm talking about, out on that street. Out on that street, we have permission to close off that street from the city. We'll be washing that street at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Our people are already in place, and we'll make it ready for you to bring your carpet. For you to bring your carpet, your cardboard box, whatever you have, your sheets, all your Hawan concerns, and we'll be doing Hawan out in the open air. If you're celebrating any day special to you, wedding anniversary, somebody having passed, a birthday, we'll personalize. We will personalize it. Bharat, answer it, Ricky, for me, please. We will personalize it, and we'll make you feel that you belong to this. My brother, Bhai Vijay, whom we found, will be there tomorrow. He'll be giving a speech. And other people, he didn't speak today, but he'll speak tomorrow. And there are some other community leaders who are coming to give small speeches and to felicitate the Arya Samaj on 144 years. Bhai Jeet is our official from the Arya Pratinidhi Sabha of America. He will give the final speech, if I'm not making a mistake, and then we will come to an end. Yes, go ahead.
Namaste Guruji. Thank you very much for inviting us for this workshop. It was very enlightening, very refreshing. I just request that such workshops be held very frequently, because many of us don't have these skills to actually come and sharpen our tools every time we need them. Thank you very much again for inviting us. As one of the officers of the Arya Pratinidhi Mahasabha of America, I would like to invite you all to the upcoming Arya Mahasammelan in the month of July, towards the end of July. 25th to 28th of July. This time it's going to be in Chicago, under the auspices of Arya Samaj of Chicagoland. We will be sending out flyers shortly to you all. Please start making your travel arrangements, so that we need good numbers of attendance from the Gurukul and other Samajas in the tri-state area. Thank you very much once again, Guruji, for this very enlightening workshop. And we look forward to many more such workshops. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bhaiji. We're coming rapidly. We're coming to an end. Bhai Krishan will speak. Bhai Ray Gulcharan will speak to give a thank you. And if I'm not mistaken, do we have anything downstairs to eat? Yes. We have food downstairs. Thank you for your donation. Go ahead, Bhai Krishan, quick. Bhai Ray, come over here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Satish. You know, Dr. Satish is one of a kind. And we should really appreciate what he's doing for Arya Samaj. Do you know, since he came to this country, he created a structure of Arya Samaj here in New York. And, you know, he built a Gurukul. Now he wants to extend that in Guyana. We as Guyanese owe him a dachna. We should want to make sure that that Guyana Gurukul succeed. And by that, I'm with you. I will do as much as I can to make sure that Gurukul succeed. Today's workshop was very enlightening, especially for the younger people. And I must say, I've had a wonderful marriage. It's been 44 years. And since a little boy in Guyana, I knew when I came over here, marriage is everlasting. And this is for our younger children. When you get married, it's an everlasting commitment. Please,
you mean lifetime?
Lifetime,
okay.
Lifetime commitment. And that's what this workshop is all about. I hope you've imbibed what was delivered today. Guruji, thank you.
God bless you.
You've done very well.
I thank you. Give me a round of applause, please. By Ray. Give by Ray. You didn't give me a big round of applause, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Namaste all.
Namaste.
Everyone has said the same thing, and I just want to reiterate. It gives me great pleasure to be here, and this is my second time at the workshop here. But you know something? We talking to each other in here is not going to get the word out there. All the prophets, Islam, Christianity, they say take the word outside. We need to take this work outside of the shop. We cannot keep the work inside the shop because all we are going to do self-educating ourselves. So Rishi Dayana was a critical thinker. Yes, there are sometimes some of the mantras you don't agree with, but religion is just like a club. You understand? There are rules and regulations, and sometimes not everything you can agree with, but you have to break it down and see where we come to common terms. Because in Islam and Christianity, in Hinduism, we have more than divides us, and people need to understand it. Sit down and have a dialogue with your Christian brothers, with your Muslim brothers, to understand where you disagree. Namaste.
Namaste. Very good. That being said, yes.
Encourage everyone, if they can suggest a topic for the next workshop, everybody's input will help Guruji at least to start preparing the articles for our next workshop. So there is a donation box out there. Just put your suggestions in there if you don't want to hand it to anybody. You don't have to make a decision today, but anytime you have a decision, just put it in there, and maybe we will have that topics considered and presented in next workshops. Thanks.
You mean you're putting another workshop on my shoulder? It's not easy, you know, preparing this. But yes, let them take it over. Now, let me tell you, I am challenging people like Pandit Atmanan, Pandit Bharat, Pandita Indrauti, Pandita Gayatri, even the younger ones here. You know, watch me, I told Pandit Bharat the other day, you know, I'm 4 steps going down in terms of New York. And he has already gone there with Atmanan and others, Indrauti and I can't do this all the time. Somebody has to help. Pandit Mukund, all of you, not only the names, like all the Pandits. And y'all are intellectuals, y'all can do it. And there are some young people here. Look, you have this young boy, Sachin from Schenectady. You have Agnivesh, you have Siko. You got Siko, you got Vinash, you got them up on stage. There are enough people here. And look at me, we got 2 multi-Kunyajans. We got 1 tomorrow and we have 1 next week, Sunday. I want you all to come to this one and I want you to go to that one. They all belong to all of us. And I would like the people who are proficient in certain things like music to go there at the Grand 133rd Street and enrich that satsang and make all of us feel that we have all one. So the challenge to you, sir, is that you go over to our spiritual center and you run the same thing, even if I have to give you the material. And the challenge to you and Indrauti and Gayatri and others is to do the next one here. I'll give you the material. I got so much that I've translated. I give it to you. I'll give it to you. Watch me. My casket will not be big enough to take it all away. And I'm being very honest with you. Things are, I can't tell you what, but things are happening to me. So I don't think I'll be around for so the rest of my life, I'm going to give to Guyana. Please allow me to go there. The building is halfway done. We're ready to go functional. You all must have seen, all those who have WhatsApp and Facebook, that the Arya Samaj in Fiji is hunting around for recruits. They will pay the passage for them to come to Guyana to learn. Because watch me, what's happening to them is happening to us. The original set of pracharas, watch, they're going like this. They can't preach anymore. And let me say this respectfully, what happened to Pandit Ramlal, where he wasn't articulate anymore, will happen to everyone across the board. Everyone across the board. Look at my dad. He was a powerful preacher, but he lost it. And I'm moving gradually, and I don't want you to sympathize with me, I'm just telling you the reality. I'm moving in that direction too. I'm glad you all wish me that, but I'm telling you, whatever Vijay, Beta, whatever little time I have, I now need to give it to Guyana, to Trinidad, to Suriname, and Jamaica. I went to Jamaica. Can you imagine? The Jamaicans are waiting for the invitation to go down to Guyana to associate with the opening of this Gurukul, but because of what's happening with the elections and the racial tension, they step back, but they want to come. That's a country I will constantly have to go to because they don't want only songs. Yes, sing a little bit, but they want hardcore teaching from Vedas, and they say, don't. You know what they told me in London? We don't want to hear Ravan and Sita and Hanuman. They are good, but give us something more substantial. How long are we going to bow and put a flower? Ramjatan asks, okay, you pour all this milk. What are you still holding on to? You pour out 2 gallons of milk, and I'm not here to disrespect, but what have you held on to? Jealousy, strife, anger? There must be a new focus in religion now. Let me tell you quickly, long ago Arya Samajas used to fight among themselves whether the Achman should be before Vishwani Deva or after Vishwani Deva. Here's the question, but in sipping the Achman, did you wash any dirt and stain? I went to a place in Ghana. Dr. Satish, yes, I won't tell you the village. You can't do the Achman, so-and-so place, you have to do the other place. I said, Church, wherever you tell me to do it, I will do it. And if you don't want me to do it at all, I wouldn't do it. But let's be friends, let's hug each other. Arya Samajis, how long are you going to say Agnaya Swaha? In this building, when are you going to go out? Sanatanis, how long are you going to wave and pour? When are you going to go out? Your numbers are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. I posted it on Facebook, 500 young men in Nepal. I don't have anything against Christianity, but they held up the cross like this. From today, we are Christians. How many people you see convert to Hinduism? Stop, pause, read, digest, understand, and teach. That's that. But Indrauti, please take an extra copy of the document for Pandit Nar. Stand, all of us. Put your hands. Short, Arti. Put your hands together. I'm asking all of you to come tomorrow at 9 o'clock and honor Rishi Dayananda Saraswati. Bring that picture from the back. Raju, somebody give a helping hand. Om Jai Jagadish Hari, Jai Jagadish Hari, Swami Jai Jagadish Hari, Bhakt Janon ke sankat, Bhakt Janon ke sankat, Charani dur kare. Om Jai Jagadish Hari. Vishay Vikar. Vishay Vikar mitao, Aap Put your palms together. Dayananda ki jai, Dayananda jai. Hold a minute. If I didn't have his interpretive notes, I would not have been able to translate these mantras. These are not my translations. These are his translations. Please put your palms together. Dayananda ki jai, Dayananda jai ho. Dayananda ki jai, Dayananda jai ho. Abodha andhera macha jag mein tha.
Abodha andhera macha jag mein tha.
Prakashak jyoti, prakashak jyoti, Dayananda jai ho. Dayananda ki jai, Dayananda jai ho. Peace in the heavens and the skies and on earth. Peace may come to all of us from trees, plants, and oceans. For God and His wisdom are sources of peace. May you and I continue worshiping God and reading Vedic to psychologically find that peace and embrace that peace. Om Dyauh Shantirantariksham
Shanti
Prithivi
Shanti
Rapah
Shanti
Roshadhayah
Shanti
Vanaspatayah
Shanti
Vishvedevah
Shanti
Brahma
Shanti
Sarvam
Shanti
Shantireva
Shanti
Sama
Shanti Redhi
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Can you raise your two hands, everybody? Prem se bolo Omkar Bhagavan ki jai. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can you look on your left? Prem, look at this. These are the people who took the baton from Rishi Dayanand and gave it to us. Prem se, raise your hand. Prem se bolo Swami Shraddhanand ki jai. Look at the other one. Prem se bolo Pandit Gurudatta Vidyarthi ki jai. Prem se bolo Swami Darshananand ki jai. The other one. Prem se bolo Lala Lajpat Rai ki jai. And the last one. Prem se bolo, help me. Whose picture is that? Oh, sorry, Pandit. Prem se bolo Pandit Lekharam ki jai. And Shri Ram also lived the Vedas, and Shri Krishna also lived the Vedas. Prem se bolo Shri Ramachandra ki jai. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Chandra ki jai. Prem se bolo Mata Sita ki jai. Prem se bolo Brahmachari Hanuman ki jai. And Prem se bolo Vedic Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. I thank you very much. Two things. Please come again tomorrow at 9 outside, and we'll be doing a Havan on stage for those who have the time. 1 minute. Those who have the time, Pandita Indravati and Pandita Gayatri will lead the effort. We're doing a Havan on stage for New Year's Day. Today is 2076. Today is 2076 according to Vikramira. We're not going to spreadsheets. We'll sit just like that. Those who have the time, please sit. You will eat afterwards. The others who don't have the time may now report downstairs for your lunch. Pandita Indravati and Pandita Gayatri, please come up on stage. And those in our internet audience and YouTube audience may now close your browsers. We say namaste. We are streaming the Havan tomorrow. We're taking wires outside, and we'll be streaming the Havan from the road. Namaste. God bless all of you.